მოგესალმებით საქართველოს მასწავლებელთა საზოგადოების პლატფორმიდან. მე ვარ ელენე შალამბერიძე, ახალგაზრდა ელჩი საქართველოდან. ჩემთვის დიდი პატივია, რომ ვარ თქვენი მოდერატორი ამ სასწავლო წლის შემაჯამება საერთაშორისო ახალგაზრდულ კონფერენციაზე. მინდა გულწრფელად მივესალმოთ TCG-ს დაუღალავ და შთამაგონებელ გუნდს, ბატონ კახაბერ ჩაკვეტაძეს, ქალბატონ ნინო Tsartsidzes, ქალბატონ მარიამ მამაგულაშვილს და ქალბატონ ინგა ხარჩილავას. მადლობა თქვენი ენთუზიაზმისთვის, რომელიც ასობით ახალგაზრდას გასასწრებით. ასევე მივესალმებით ჩვენ საერთაშორისო სტუმრებს აზერბაიჯანიდან, სომხეთიდან, თურქეთიდან, რუმინეთიდან, ინდოეთიდან, სამხრეთ აფრიკიდან და რა თქმა უნდა საქართველოდან. თქვენი მონაწილეობა ამ კონფერენციას გლობალურს ხდის. აღსანიშნავია, რომ პროექტი, რომლის ფარგლებში იმართება ეს კონფერენცია, სრულად უფასოა და წარმოადგენს TCG-ს გუნდის დაუღალავი შრომის შედეგს. მისი მიზანია ახალგაზრდებისთვის საგანმანათლებლო სივრცის შექმნა, სადაც ისინი შეძლებენ გლობალური გამოწვევების გააზრებასა და ქმედებაზე გადასვლას. ასევე აღსანიშნავია, რომ პროექტში მონაწილეობა მიიღო 100-ზე მეტმა სკოლამ საქართველოდან, 500-მდე ქართველმა ახალგაზრდამ, 300-მდე უცხოელმა მოსწავლემ და 100-ზე მეტმა საერთაშორისო სტუმარმა მსოფლიოს სხვადასხვა ქვეყნებიდან. დღეს ვსაუბრობთ მდგრადი განვითარების მიზნებზე, რომელიც მნიშვნელოვანია როგორც ჩვენი ქვეყნისთვის, ასევე მთლიანი პლანეტისთვის. დროა გადავიდეთ ქმედებაზე. ჩვენ შეგვიძლია ვიყოთ ცვლილებების მამოძრავებელი ძალა. დღევანდელი შეხვედრა არა მხოლოდ იმ სასწავლო წლის დასასრულია, არამედ ახალი ეტაპის დასაწყისიც. სექტემბრიდან განვაგრძობთ შეხვედრებს, ინიციატივებსა და პროექტებზე მუშაობას. გისურვებთ შთამაგონებელ, პროდუქტიულ და მეგობრულ კონფერენციას. მადლობა, რომ ხართ ამ გზის ნაწილი. Greetings from the TCG team. My name is Elena Shalomberidze, a young ambassador from Georgia, and it is a great honor for me to be the host of moderator at this International Youth Conference marking the conclusion of the academic year. I would like to sincerely greet the tireless and inspiring TCG team, Mr. Kakhaber Chakvetadze, Mrs. Nino Tsartsidze, Mrs. Mariam Mamagulashvili, and Mrs. Inga Kharchilava. Thank you for your enthusiasm, hard work, and belief that light the path of 400 young people. I always warmly welcome our international guests from Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, Romania, India, South Africa, and of course, Georgia. Your participation gives this conference a truly global dimension. This project within which this conference is held is completely free and it's a result of the tireless effort of the TCG team. Its goal is create an educational space for youth where they can understand global challenges and take actions. It is pleasure to note that the project involved over 100 schools from Georgia, nearly 500 Georgian youth, around 300 foreign students, and more than 100 international guests from various countries around the world. Today, we can talk about the Sustainable Development Goals, which are important not only for our country, but for the entire planet. It is time to move to action. We can be the driving force of change. Today's meeting is not only the end of this academic year, but also the beginning of the new stage. Starting in September, we will continue with meetings, innovatives, and working on projects. I wish you an inspiring, productive, and friendly conference. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you so much. And our first guest will be Dan Alexandro Sanescu. Yeah, Ichita. Yeah. Welcome there.
Welcome. Good evening to everybody. I'm so glad to be here. It's an honor. I do thank you for inviting me over to this international conference. I give all my thanks to Inga and Shalala Mamadi because both of them have spoken to me about it before, and I'm extremely glad to participate as an honor guest to your interesting and so rich in content conference. I'm supposed to speak a little about sustainable development in my country, Romania. Now, you do know, and I think you all know that the whole concept of sustainable development is related to the way the United Nations has defined it. And I'm going to quote from the United Nations papers. It says that the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And obviously, the whole point is to find sort of a balance between economic growth, which is the main culprit behind, not providing what we all need, sustainable development. And then there's the issue of environmental care. And last but not least, what we now call social well-being. Yeah. And these three concepts, economic growth, environmental care, and social well-being, are associated with what the United Nations calls people, planet, and prosperity. Now, from my perspective, I'll be honest with you. I think that the United Nations is a beautiful place where bright and brilliant ideas are being talked about and shared throughout the world. But we all know that the way our societies are built, no matter whether you come from Georgia, Armenia, Eastern Europe, Central Asia, the way our societies are built nowadays as part of this network of globalized economic interactions and relations makes it quite difficult to reach a high stage of sustainable development. The problem we are facing is that the world's population is projected to reach about, I think, close to 10 billion people by 2050, which is a lot. Of course, my home country has about 18, 19 million people, and the forecast is kind of grim regarding that because the overall population will decrease to 12, 30 million people. I'm not quite sure how many people live in Georgia, but I suppose that they are close to or maybe a fraction of the Romanian population. That means we come from small-sized countries, yeah? We do not really pose a challenge to the way the world's resources are used, but think about the underdeveloped world or the developing world, which is growing really fast in Africa or in Southeastern Asia. They've already reached a high level of development, but the number of people who live there is really incredible compared to what we have in Eastern Europe. So there's this need of sustainable development. Without it, there's going to be irreversible environmental damage. We also have the issue of social polarizations or widening social gaps between the rich and the poor, which put a lot of pressure on the middle classes. And of course, you have a lot of economic instability. Um, I'm just going to remind you about the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs as they are called. They have been adopted by the United Nations as part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. You know what they are. They are extremely generous, but oftentimes they don't really apply that much to the way we live in our society. So no poverty, quality education, clear water and sanitation, which is an issue in many places around the world, not necessarily in Eastern Europe or Georgia. Affordable and clean energy, which is really expensive in my country, and it has been growing in terms of costs nowadays. And of course, climate action. All of these goals are interconnected. You have 5 general goals. And it's true that once you have access to clean water and sanitation, it's going to be easier to develop a certain economic infrastructure, which will improve quality education and lower the poverty rates, at least in theory. The thing is that behind sustainable development, we have either the governments, people who work for the state bureaucracy, or big corporations. And I think that both big governments and sorry, both local governments and big corporations have a crucial role to play. Everybody can contribute, in not just these two giant ways of organizing the world we live in, but also individuals. They're also included in the process. Now, some general topics that we talk about in schools and high schools in Romania are about consumption, like you need to reduce waste, recycle as much as possible, and we do participate in educational competitions about recycling. We talk about buying local food, but that sometimes results in higher costs than if you were to buy the kind of food you find in globalized supermarkets like Auchan or Carrefour. I'm not sure if you have these brands in your country. You should also take into account that turning off lights and using renewable sources, if possible, are two options to take into account. We also have the issue of fair and ethical businesses, but to be honest with you, I might sound a bit mean. Ethics and business, in my country at least, don't go well together. Or maybe you could define ethics in a very cynical way, and you end up supporting all sorts of ways of doing business, if you know what I mean. There's also the prospect of educating ourselves and students in school when it comes to sustainability issues, and we have classes. Sometimes the classes are mandatory because they are part of the public curriculum. So you have to work on them and teach students. So that's very good. And there should also be a lot of NGOs who advocate for policies that support long-term environmental and social health. To sum it up, I think that although sustainable development sounds like a buzzword nowadays, and there's a lot of marketing and behind it, and also a lot of PR, since it's a global responsibility and a local opportunity at the same time. I think that it's not just enough to talk about long-term development, which is both ethical, whatever that means, and affects or influences deeply the way the way our world functions and what kind of a world we're going to leave behind. It's also about changing the way our economy works, which is kind of difficult. I think that though we have the knowledge, the tools, and the potential to build a world where we could reasonably talk about sustainable development, there are many business interests, and I'm not sure about the way you are being taught in school when you study business or financial education. But the thing is that in my country, and I think this is the situation across most European countries, the less you interfere with the trappings and the way the free market works, the better it will be. I don't think sustainable development goes like this. So to me, it sounds more like an idealistic perspective of the world, which kind of lost track of reality. But okay, the way we teach economics and how we see finance in school could be adapted to a sustainable development scheme or viewpoint about the world. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, I'm free to answer them whenever you please.
Thank you so much. It's a true honor to have such inspiring leaders with us, like you. Your presence and insights are incredibly valuable for young people, and not only young people, any age. And the wisdom you share encourages us to think deeper, act with purpose, and believe in change. Thank you so much. Hearing your perspectives is not just meaning, it's empowering. Thank you. And
Yes, thank you so
Thank you
much,
as well.
Elaine. Just
Thank
a
you as well.
second. I am also, thank you so much, my dear professor.
Thank you,
And we
Inga. It
really
was a pleasure.
appreciate your words. And of course, we continue together so many good projects. Georgia, Romania, and of course, so many countries together. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I did tell most of my friends who come from the Black Sea region that we share a lot of cultural traits, and that the only reason we don't know so much about each other is that the way our maybe the way our state policies are built is not to develop that so many relationships or relations, sorry, with people in the region, and that's not fair. Because Georgia, Turkey, Armenia, even Ukraine, Moldova, Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, we all share, to a certain extent, the same cultural patterns. We have no idea how much we have in common. I participated in a 6-week program 3 months ago with students that came from some really good high schools in Tbilisi and Ankara and Skopje and Bucharest as well. And I was impressed by how much we share in terms of, for instance, the food we eat. We have a lot of things in common. Some of the legends about the Tatars and the people of Central Asia that used to roam the region, and we have them under different guises. So there are so many things we have in common. You have no idea. I believe, but I'm not sure about it because I'm not a linguist, that we share at least some technical terms about agriculture, horse breeding, and many old and cherished crafts that we don't practice anymore. So it's Inga, and to everybody here, I'm really delighted to be among you. And whenever you want to work on a project together, I'm more than welcome. I think that people like Georgians, Armenians, Azeri, they are part of the European culture. The Russians as well, the Ukrainians as well, let's face it. So no matter what kind of political conflicts we experience nowadays, our societies are part of the same cultural, let's call it not sphere, but let's say chain of small spheres, that are interconnected. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. Please continue.
And our next inspiring guest will be Laura Stanciu. Welcome, dear. Stage is yours.
I think Ellen, she's not here. Okay. Just a second. Yeah, she coming, but she's not here now. And we invite now dear Alicia, I think.
Okay.
Hello, dear.
Hello, good evening one more time. I think I will just give my stage to my student, Anelia, who is here. I'm going just to share her presentation from my side, and she will represent it. Anelia, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Just a second,
Perfect.
I will share my presentation and you can start. Just a second.
Sounds good.
Okay. Sorry, it's mine. The last one. Okay, I think it's visible. Just I will go to presentation. I think it's visible. Yes, already.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and start. So my name is Amelia. I am a student from Armenia, and I'm very happy to be here. So as we all know, we're talking about sustainable development goals. And I remember the first time I heard of it was a few years ago, and it was very confusing what the whole thing was. But after taking a more careful look at it, I got to know them and got to really appreciate them for what they are and the future that they set up. So I'm going to talk about gender equality, which is the 5th CDG. If we move on to the next slide. So here I have just an overview of CDGs. We can very quickly look over it. As I'm sure we all know, it is the UN's action-based plan for tackling world issues like climate change, poverty, famine, gender equality, and all of that. And it is aimed to do until 2030. So we have 5 more years. I will agree that it is a very idealistic view of how the world works. However, I do think that sometimes that's the way to achieving more things. And let's move on to the next slide. So as I said, I'm going to talk about gender equality and one more. But before we do that, let's understand what gender equality is in itself. I can bring in a bit of the Armenian experience, which is that most people don't understand what gender equality is, or they have a very wrong perception of it. Gender equality is often thought of as making women more powerful than men, where it is quite the opposite. It's closing the gap and bringing it into an equal level where we can all live together and help one another out. Gender equality is not the fact that we are all the same, but that we are different, but we can work with one another. I would like to tell a little story here. So the very first point is that equal rights and opportunities for all genders, but I would like to highlight the opportunities part of it and preface it because it's super important. I've spoken with a lot of people on this topic, and an argument that I get very often is we don't need gender equality because we are already equal. Well, we are equal in most of the countries that are present here. We are equal by law. That's very good, and there's been a lot of work done for that. But the opportunities that we get is often not the same at all. I was volunteering at this 2-day conference in a very beautiful city in Armenia called Tsartsidze, and it was for politicians, and it was actually on gender equality. And so our workshop leader, many of the participants agreed that we don't need gender equality because we are already equal. And the coach asked a very witty and a very smart question. She was like, how many of you present today for this 2-day workshop had to make some kind of rearrangements at home for your kids, for your family members? And it was only women who raised their hands. The men were completely surprised because they didn't have to do anything. They just called and said, I'm going to be absent for 2 days. Like, that's how it is. Whereas the women had to rearrange who picks up the kids from school or the kindergarten, who's going to make food and all of that. So I think this is a very prime example of how we are equal in our rights, but definitely not in our opportunities. And we need to really focus on that. And if we move on to the next slide. So an overview of what it is that it's trying to solve problems like the pay gap within women and men. Gender-based violence is a very big thing, like domestic violence, as I'm sure all of us are very aware of. And I think it is important that we see how this CDG contributes to all of the others because it is very closely connected to quality education and many of the others. So all the CDGs are very interconnected. And if we move on to the next slide. I would like to talk about how the 5th CDG is applied in Armenia and what progress we have made. I would definitely say that we have made a lot of progress compared to when my parents were around, and it's definitely visible. And I would say that most of the change is coming from within the government. As you can see, like most of 1/3 of our parliament are women. And I would also like to touch on the judicial part of the government, where we have a lot more women judges, which is very good. It's very nice. But the problem that we're still facing is that whilst the government is making the change, the society is still not ready to accept that change. So yes, we do have a lot of women judges nowadays, but they are not being perceived as serious, and they can face a bunch of problems when they try to work. So that's one thing. The second part is that we have a bunch of NGOs that work on women's rights and women's resources. For example, after women give birth, many of them face mental health challenges. So we have free mental health support for those women. And there's a lot of development going on. But there's like the opposite side of the medal of this is that women are getting a bunch of empowerment and they have a lot of resources that they can go to. And there appears like an imbalance within the families because the women are like trying to, they are developing themselves, their skills and everything, and the men are staying on the same level. So it's actually an issue that I would like to see more. Also men's workshops and where men can go, also safe spaces for men, because it is a two-way road. It's not only empowering women, but doing it both sides and bringing it into like an equal level. But as I said, it's still challenging because of the stereotypes within people, and domestic violence is a very big issue here as well. So we still have a lot of work to do. And our next slide is actually about what is it that we can do. Well, the very first one is to being better at enforcing the laws that fight discrimination against genders, both genders. And that one's very important. And it comes from the government. The second one is trying to address the stereotypes that we have in our lives and doing it like we are the first change makers. The CDGs, they sound very big and very inaccessible, but when we bring them down into a more everyday level and when we try to look at what we can do differently to try to fight them, it becomes much more doable and not as overwhelming. So there are a lot of like everyday actions that we can take to be more mindful of gender equality and trying to foster it within our surroundings. And it can be supporting women's own businesses. It can be speaking up. The most important one, speaking up when you do see injustice in front of you. And yeah, being able to take precautions. I don't have it in this presentation, but I just thought of it, and I'm very sad I didn't include it. Actually, I just thought of it. We have a women's owned app. It's called Safe You. It is an app that on the outside looks like I believe a photo gallery or a calculator. I don't remember, but it has so many functions to help women. Like you can put like numbers of the people that you want to alert if something is going on with you. And you can contact the police. You can contact medical help if you need it. So even when women are walking around at night and feel unsafe, it's really nice to have that call button. But again, it's designed to be discreet because of domestic, what can be done to fight it. It's based in cities in Armenia, and it's a tribute to gender equality, basically. That was just an outside example that I thought of. But yeah, next slide. And that was it for my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I would be happy to address any questions if you have any, but I tried to very briefly make an overview of what is gender equality and also bring in some of our Armenian example.
Yeah, thank you very much for this amazing presentation. You addressed the sustainable development goals in truly thoughtful and structured way. I especially appreciate how you focused on gender equality, of course. Such an important and relevant topic in today's world. I love this topic so much. Your ability to explain complex issues clearly and meaningfully made your presentation not only informative but also deeply engaging. You managed to connect global goals with a real life experience, which made your message even more powerful. It was a pleasure to listen to you. Your voice matters, and your contribution to this conference is truly valuable and inspiring. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, dear Alicia. She is really very wonderful student. So congratulations. Anelia, congratulations. You did so well. So very nice.
Thank
Your
you so much.
presentation is really very, very interesting and very important. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
and
so
good luck.
much.
See
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you very much.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you.
And our next speaker will be amazing young student from India, Manat Pankul. Welcome, dear.
So welcome dear Manat-სანა Manat-ი დაიწყებდა საუბარს მე მინდა ვთქვა ორიოდე სიტყვა ამ არაჩვეულებრივ სტუდენტზე არ ვიცი ალბათ უკვე 5 წელია ის გლობალურ სივრცეშია საოცარი ახალგაზრდა რომელმაც სულ პატარამ დაიწყო სპიკერობა მრავალი კონფერენციის ვებინარის ასე ვთქვათ მომხსენებელია სხვადასხვა მნიშვნელოვან კონფერენციებში ასევე ძალიან ცნობილია თავის ქვეყანაში როგორც ახალგაზრდა ელჩი. მოკლედ ასე ვთქვა, ჩვენთან ერთად გაიზარდა. თქვენ მოგეხსენებათ ახლა 2 წელი ათიჩეს კონთი ჯორჯიაში ვართ მანამდე უამრავ პლატფორმაზე ვიყავით და ასე ვთქვა, ჩვენთან ერთად გაიზარდა მანატი და so welcome dear. You are so nice and waiting your speech.
Thank you so much, ma'am and Ellen. Greetings of the day to all eminent speakers. Myself, Youth Ambassador Manat Pankul from India. I am the youngest Speak Up champion, certified TEDx speaker, international storyteller, and published author. With profound respect, want to extend my sincere gratitude to Inga ma'am for making me part of International Youth Conference to discuss about the next generation for sustainable development. It's indeed an honor and privilege to be here today. I would be talking about most important SDG, without which the future generations will have no future. Yes, you got me right. SDG 4, quality education, which is crucial because it directly impacts individual empowerment, economic growth, and societal progress. It ensures that everyone has the opportunity to access quality education, fostering a more equitable and sustainable world. In the golden words of Albert Einstein, education is not learning of facts, but training of mind to think. I totally agree and believe the same, as education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. As a student, I feel learning is a two-way process that involves the learner and the educator, leading to knowledge acquisition as well as capability. It informs the educational sector to make sure that both the students and the teacher participate in the learning process to make it more real and enjoyable so that the learners can clearly understand. According to me, learning can be better when teachers provide learners prior knowledge. This can happen when the teacher will explain new ideas and words that are to be encountered in a certain field or topic that might take more consecutive lessons. Moreover, significant learning involves the use of evaluation methods that inspire learners to relate their existing knowledge with new ideas. The students should start by so that they use the ideas in comprehending complex concepts. This makes learning smooth and easy for both the learner and the educator. Learning by use of models to explain certain procedures or ideas in a certain discipline, as models are helpful in explaining complex procedures and they assist the students in understanding better. 21st century kids need more than just a curriculum and more than just conventional learning to outdo their peers. I want schools to be smart schools, a school that relies on technology for its day-to-day functions. I'm sure that such schools will be efficient in management and can guarantee better student performance than schools where traditional learning is followed. Schools that encourage collaboration, the ability to think critically, work in partnership, set students up for success. Besides this, such practices also allow them to lead happier, healthier lives. Schools that treat parents as partners, maximum parent participation. With the help of technological advancements, schools that let parents access their wards' performance daily will flourish and be preferred. Schools that aim for holistic development. Academic excellence is good, but is not the only way to lead a successful life. Want schools that strive for 360-degree growth of children, besides ensuring great results will be preferred in the years to come. After all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Thus, can say education liberates the intellect, unlocks the imagination, and is fundamental for self-respect. It is the key to prosperity and opens a world of opportunities, making it possible for each of us to contribute to a progressive, healthy society. Learning benefits every human being and should be available to all. Please understand, education means an all-round drawing of the best in a student, as the objective of education is learning, not teaching. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you for this excellent speech. You spoke with confidence and clarity as always, something that is truly admirable. Your focus on first sustainable development goal, quality education, and it was both timely and essential. You explained it's important with depth and a very clearly way, and your message truly resonated. As a young person like you always holds very strong power. Thank you so much. Well done. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. I'm always proud of you, my dear Manat. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're so amazing.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
And our next amazing speaker from Turkey is dear Gubin. Welcome, dear. Introduce yourself. Stage is yours.
Yeah, Gubin with us. Yes, she's.
Yeah, I'm here with my son always. So, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and I don't know if I can say good morning to South Africa, but I don't know about the time. But anyways, hello. Welcome to this gorgeous conference, because I always feel myself so honored and so pleased and so special when I get invitations to this conference, because this conference is going to get bigger and it's going to be a very, very nice, a very prestigious conference. It is right now, but in the future, we will be like seeing more moderators, like young moderators, and we will be seeing so many other students doing that. For example, I envy you and I'm so jealous. That's why I'm going to start an initiative, and I'm going to just encourage my students to do the same. And so I'm so proud of Teachers Community Georgia. Let me just express this, and then I'm going to be moving on to my speech. So, hello, welcome back. I'm Gülbin Özdemir, and I'm an EFL teacher. I teach English as a foreign language to give the students. I've been teaching for about 13 years, I guess, but for 3 years, I've been teaching gifted students, and gifted students are really different, especially with their foreign language speaking skills. I would say no, they're gifted, yes, but and like as for their foreign language skills or foreign language speaking skills, I wouldn't say that they're gifted or talented, but they're improving their brains and minds. So that's why I am just trying to make the bond between these giftedness and these students, and also all the students, let's say, and foreign language education, and also sustainable development. So my speech will be focusing on this, because sustainable development is all about, like, it's not all about climate change or gender equality. Of course, we have so many purposes, we have so many goals, which are really important and essential for the whole world. But if I narrow it down to my context, I would say I would go for language skills, because sustainable development is always important, is always vital. But if you don't have those kind of skills to speak up for yourself, for your native language, for foreign languages, for other languages, then we wouldn't have any diversity. We wouldn't have anything like really precious. So that's why I'm going to give a very, very short speech about this. And I'm gonna just throw the very nice balloons to the other precious speakers. Okay, so the next generation is stepping boldly into a world that demands change. Change that is thoughtful, inclusive, and sustainable. With open minds and determined hearts, young people today are leading the way in building a future that respects the planet, values diversity, and promotes social equality. Their dedication to sustainable development is not only reshaping how we live, but also how we learn, how we connect, and how we communicate. This is really important and vital, I guess. So, one of the most powerful tools this generation embraces is language, as I told you before. Without a language, we wouldn't understand each other. For example, we just have many precious students here, many precious teachers here from Georgia, from Romania, from Armenia, from South Africa, from Turkey, me. So without a common language, we wouldn't understand each other. So, and we wouldn't be talking about sustainable development. So that's why language is really important. So foreign languages that open doors, break down barriers, and create bonds across cultures. And in a world where global changes require global cooperation, the ability to speak another language is more than a skill. It's a symbol of openness, respect, readiness to engage with others on equal ground. So I am telling this again. The next generation is not only building a greener world. Of course, this is important, but they're doing it together across borders, cultures, and languages. So we celebrate, I guess, with these conferences, with the purpose of these conferences, we celebrate young minds, young people who understand the sustainable development is a global mission, and communication is one of the greatest tools. So by learning and using foreign languages, I would address young people here. So you're breaking down barriers and building bridges, and this is really important. For example, I remember the reviews of my students who were at this conference, like previous conferences, and they were like, "Oh no, teacher, we wouldn't we wouldn't imagine that a conference would be very quality and very nice. And we wouldn't imagine ourselves addressing people, talking in another language, in English or another language, it doesn't really matter. And we wouldn't imagine ourselves to be understood by the others, like by such an audience, like teachers and students, other students, and different students from different parts of the world." So they were amazed and they were shocked. Especially, they were shocked at themselves first, and then they were shocked and amazed and excited to see how their peers, how the other young people are just struggling, are just encouraging others to speak up for sustainable development. And this is really crazy. So And I would say you're collaborating with people from every corner of the world, sharing knowledge, exchanging ideas, or finding a common ground. And whether it's advocating for climate action in international forums, participating in cross-cultural research, or uniting voices for environmental justice, your multilingual efforts are driving real, inclusive progress. And that's the most essential part of this sustainable development goal thing. Because I think I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I would just pronounce your name not correctly. Chitadan? Is it Chitadan or Sitadan? I'm
No,
sorry.
it's actually very difficult
Is
to
it your
pronounce.
surname?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't use those special characters that my language has.
Okay.
In my
Sorry. But
local, don't you worry, it's Kitsa, which sounds really strange.
yeah, you were addressing many important things, many important topics. So I was
Yeah.
quite impressed by your speech. So that's why I would say sustainable development isn't just about technology or policy, it's about people. And language is the thread that connects all of us, connects us all. So that's why I just want to say that what you're doing is really precious. What you're doing is really gorgeous, and keep going, keep
Well, thank you
shining.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It was nice listening to your presentation. It was really like stunning. I like the way you present ideas, but what you need to, I'm not giving you any piece of advice, but I want to make sure that one of the key points of my presentation was that okay, it's nice to have ideals and implement them,
Yeah.
but we should understand somehow whether the issues we face are not when you toss a coin and you have heads and what do you call the other side? Heads and toes,
Yeah,
heads
it's a
and
nose.
and
Let's call it like that.
yeah, let's call it like that. So maybe the good sides are kind of responsible for the bad sides. You can have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? So we should actually think about, okay, we want to create a better world, but for example, I'm just gonna touch one topic which has been addressed in the past for many times. For instance, the what we call income gap between people who work and earn a lot of money and those who work and earn less. All economists will talk about the productivity level, how much you contribute to the profits of the company, whether your company is a startup in the, let's say, IT field, or if, you know what I'm saying, or if you work in the oil industry in comparison to somebody who's a teacher. So they could come up with all sorts of variables. The industry you work for, how much productive you are. But at the end of the day, it's still the 7, 8, 10 gap in terms of 10 times gap in terms of income paid from wages. Because you're not an owner, a shareholder. You're just, an employee, not an employer. And from my perspective, okay, you tax them, you tax the rich, well, it's a policy that has been addressed many times in the past. But then you have this issue.
Too pessimistic for the young people here.
No, I'm not trying to be, no, we have to be realistic because the way our world is run nowadays requires people who are optimistic under difficult times. Living in difficult times.
Yes.
Under difficult circumstances. They're living through difficult times. And you are doing that. No matter what you think about it. So you have to turn the bad side into a good perspective in a way,
I know. So the thing is, we're just having this conversation all in all, like in person, so in English. So without English, we wouldn't do that. Like without English, we would have another language. So it doesn't really matter if it is in English
but
or
it'd be, honestly, if it hadn't been for English, it would be any other language. But
yeah, that's the issue.
Intermediate. It's just a means to an end. At the end of the day is what we talk to, the ideas we share.
Yeah. That's the important point. So that's why I'm just closing my speech with this
Thank you.
thing, importance of having languages in this world and keeping and using them correctly. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for expressing your thought with such clarity. Your speech brought attention to key aspects to change in a way that was both meaningful and thought-provoking. And your discussion also was so amazing. And it is so important for this conference. The way you addressed the topic showed strong awareness and genuine commitment to progress. It's clear and you understand the importance of taking action, not just speaking about it, and that is truly commendable. Thank you so much. You contribute added real valuable to discussing today.
Yes, thank you so much, dear. One second. ასევე მინდა აღნიშნო, მე ქართულად დავამატებ ხოლმე. ქალბატონი გულბინი დღეს არის მარტო, მაგრამ ჩვენს კონფერენციებში დაახლოებით 20-მდე მისი მოსწავლე ყავს გამოყვანილი და მართლაც ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი პროექტები გქონდა ერთად და აღნიშნავ იმ ფაქტს, რომ ის დღეს ჩვენთან არის სტუდენტების გარეშე, მაგრამ თქვა რომ აუცილებლად სურდა აი ამ წლის შემაჯამებელ კონფერენციაში გამოსულიყო და თავის 3 წუთიანი 4 წუთიანი დავუშვათ ესე ვთქვათ სპიჩის წარდგენილიყო ჩვენს წინაშე მართლა ძალიან დასაფასებელია. Thank you so much, dear Gulbin, and good luck. Okay, we continue your amazing conference. Please, Ellen.
Yes, and we move to South Africa now, and I would invite our next speaker, Thande Ganzoli. Welcome there. Introduce yourself and your student.
Yeah, I think she is with
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Warm greetings to all our distinguished guests, all the academics that are students, previous guest speakers, and all protocol observed according to their hierarchy structures and position. Maybe before we do our presentation, I would like to show some appreciation to Dr. Inga and her team for opening such global platforms, which give our students an opportunity to learn and also to share their insights. So we were given a topic to discuss on tourism development. So currently will be just maybe the key points or the key takeaways. After this presentation, you should know about South Africa's attraction. You should know about our selling point, our tourism development initiatives, and also challenges and opportunities, and our future recommendation. What is our future vision in terms of natural world heritage sites? As we all know that we need to preserve it for the next generation. So I am Thande Ganzoli. I am a coding and robotics teacher from grade 8 to grade 7. I'm also a national award winner under the category of excellence in primary school teaching. I think earlier this year I was awarded with a global teacher award at India, and I have started my own non-profit company, which its aim is to bridge digital divide and address sustainable development goals such as quality education and also poverty. So let me not waste time. Please, Dr. Inga, just take me through to my first slide. So currently we are just overviewing the South Africa's tourism industry. So as you can see, like tourism in South Africa is a key contributor to economy, like supporting numerous over 1.5 million jobs in the sector of like hospitality, transport, and retailers. So maybe we can also indicate that since 1990, the industry has grown steadily, thanks to South Africa's attractions such as rich and natural beauty, diversity, wildlife, and culturally. So as you can see, I have a map here. So it currently shows all the provinces in South Africa, which shows natural beauty, diversity of wildlife. So currently, I'm not going to focus to all of them. I'm just going to focus on the Cape because it has a significant and historicals that our generation needs to learn about. Can you go to a next slide, Dr. Inga? So as you can see, right here we have what we call a Christian botanic garden, 7,000 species of plant, and it is the first botanic garden that was recognized by the World Heritage in South Africa. And also here we have one of the most iconic landmark, which is a Table Mountain, which most of the tourists, when they can just view the beauty of Cape Town. Maybe to mention, as you can see here, we have this is a prison where our former late President Nelson Mandela was there fighting for democracy. As we all know that we were colonized, but he was able to fight for us from being oppressed to democracy. So this has a significant historical story, as he was imprisoned here for 18 years. And this also is an island of UNESCO's World Heritage symbol. It symbolizes South Africa's journey from oppression to democracy. So we really value such events, and I feel like it is very important that we all teach our students across the globe about it. Can you please go to the next slide? Right, so we also have our economic power of tourism, which is very vital component of South Africa's gross domestic product. It serves as a driver of job creation. So here in South Africa, we have many marginalized communities. So it assists both urban and also rural communities by supporting or maybe by attracting visitors to cultural sites, and also it boosts the local businesses and also preserve our traditions. Can you please go to the next slide? So now, I hope everybody is ready. I'm about to share some of the key attractions in South Africa that we have. It shows the stunning natural beauty to a vibrant culture and also to historical stories. So please, everybody, get ready to experience the best of South Africa. Please enjoy the next slide.
Wonderful! We're coming!
საერთაშორის მინდა აღნიშნო, რომ ქალბატონი მიკი ჩვენ ნოემბერში გლობალურ დაჯილდოებებზე იდეებით გავიცანით მართლა საოცარი ადამიანები, პოზიტიურია როგორც უცხოა ხედავთ. საერთაშორის საკეთებს თავის ქვეყანაში აქტუალური დანიშნებებია.
Yes, so these are our key attractions. I'm sure now you really want to come to South Africa and visit all these significant attractions. So now I'm just going to give my students, these are the key takeaways. I'm going to explain everything, but they will be presenting on the unique selling points, maybe touching on diverse wildlife and nature reserve, and also our cultural heritage, and also the history about the Robben Island. Also, they'll be touching on the tourism development initiatives, challenges and opportunities, and conclusions. So now I'm just going to give my first student, which is Tio Moloko, to connect on the other side and present the first slide. All the best to my articulated students. Tio Moloko, you may present, please. Dr. Inga, you can go to the next slide.
Yes.
Yes, Mosiamo, can you please present?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Hi,
please
everyone. My
start.
name is Timoloho from South Africa. Me and my team are excited to present to you about the wonders of our country. Ma'am, you can move to the next slide. Firstly, I would like to explain what are the South African tourism development. South Africa stands out globally as a tourist destination because of its breathtaking natural landscape, abundant wildlife, and vibrant cultural heritage. So now I'll get into my natural wonders in wildlife. South Africa boasts some of the most iconic natural reserves and ecotourism sites of the continent. Kruger National Park, one of the African largest and most renowned reservoirs, is celebrated for its vast biodiversity and the opportunity to witness the big five: lion, elephant, leopard, buffalo, and rhinos. Other remarkable natural attractions include the Drakensberg Mountain, Blight River Canyon, and the Isimangaliso Wetland Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its ecological richness. Ma'am, you can move to the next slide. The cradle cultural heritage and significant historical cultural tourism in South Africa offers experience. Cultural villages across the world provide immersive experiences into indigenous traditions. Lesedi Cultural Village offers interactive tours of traditional Zulu, Xhosa, Ndebele, Pedi, and Basotho homesteads, performances, and traditional meals. Saka Lende in KwaZulu-Natal, a recreation of a Zulu royal homestead offering accommodation and a heritage experiences. Botshabelo Historical Villages showcase Ndebele architecture, custom, and vibrant mural art. Kaya Labang to give visitors insight into traditional Xhosa life and rituals. Can you please move to the previous slide? The Cradle of Humankind, located northwest of Johannesburg, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site where some of the earliest fossils have been found. There, the Stekfontein Caves and the Robben Broom Museum of Guided Tours. Cultural villages like Lesedi and Sakalende of comprehensive experiences into Zulu, Xhosa, and Ndebele cultures. Scenic Road. The Garden Road is famous for its beautiful coast views, Lagos, and charming towns like Nazina and Plettenberg. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aphelele Mngwango, and I am honored to be the second speaker in our team. Please move to the next slide. My topic is tourism development initiatives in South Africa. The government is prioritizing sustainable tourism through several national efforts. Campaigns like Short Left encourages South Africa to explore their own country, making travel more affordable and accessible. At the same time, conservation initiatives aim to protect our natural cultural heritage, which boost the economy. Community-based tourism is playing a vital role. Projects like Vilakazi Street in Soweto and Shakaland Zulu Cultural Village empower people to share their culture, run small businesses, and create jobs, helping the entire community grow while preserving their identity. Another key part of tourism development is infrastructure. The government is improving transportation systems, including airports, road networks, and public services to make tourist destinations more accessible, efficient, and safe for all visitors. As a proud young South African and leader, I believe responsible tourism can uplift our country and connect us globally.
I am Sambulo Ndwandwe, and I am proud to be the next speaker, and I will be talking about challenges and development opportunities for tourism. Crime and safety concerns. High crime rates in most countries deter some tourists. Safety perception affects international arrival. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a universal issue, and we as South Africa are going to approach this matter by incorporating an app by the brilliant Dr. Ndlozi, which sends stress signals not only to the local authorities, but any emergency contacts. We would incorporate this by the international tourists and domestic tourists would use this app in any case of danger, activate the app, and it would send stress signals to the local authorities and emergency contacts via satellites. Secondly, water scarcity and environmental threats. Water shortages and climate threats such as Cape Town droughts. As you know, Cape Town is a home of various and distinct biodomes of wildlife and plant life that are affected by these droughts. Over-tourism in most areas can damage ecosystems, whereas humans, we go to these tourist sites and we often don't preserve it in its natural state that it was in. Another solution to this would be a solar-powered robot that would clean up litter in these tourist sites to make it more appealing and ensure that the wildlife and the plant life are not harmed and it stays in its natural state. Thirdly, infrastructure constraints. Some rural and natural sites have poor road access, limited public transport, and unreliable utilities. Maintenance of tourism infrastructure can be inconsistent, leading to less growth opportunities in rural and township tourism, which would be beneficial to promote these less visited destinations, offering inclusive economic opportunities, such as empowering local businesses, increasing job opportunities in these rural areas, increasing GDP, overall GDP in our country. We would do so by improving roads, streetlights, local shopping centers, and maintenance of tourist sites with these ideas within these areas. Furthermore, other growth opportunities include digital and technology and digital tourism, such as providing virtual tours of these prestigious travel destinations in South Africa prior to booking, and use of social media apps to capture South Africa's scenery and sell our beauty to the outside world. Lastly, diversification into niche markets, such as development into wine tourism. South Africa has beautiful wine vineyards, its rich culture, and its winemaking tutorials. We could offer this to the international tourists too. Together, we can make tourism fashionable.
Greetings. Tourism is not just about the place. It's about the people. It's about the stories. It's about the historical landmarks. It's about the soul of a nation. And in South Africa, every journey is a step into our living heritage. My name is Nodando Mele. I am proudly the last speaker, privileged enough to be speaking on behalf of the youth of South Africa. Now, today we are here to dissect a topic about tourism development. Right, South Africa is a land rich in diversity, from the rolling hills of the Eastern Cape to the vibrant townships of Gauteng and to the sacred land of the Zulu Kingdom. Our cultures, our language, our traditions, and our historical landmarks are of vital importance and need the whole world. Now, the question we must ask today is, how do we ensure that these artifacts are protected and they are conserved? The answer lies in our collective efforts to educate, to innovate, and to conserve. Conservation and restoration must be a top priority. Our artifacts and our cultures and our heritage sites need regular protection against weather, time, pollution, theft, you can name it. We must employ skilled conservators who would know the importance and know how to protect such artifacts, considering that they make us and they have our stories in them. Secondly, education and awareness. I believe that if we make people aware and we teach them about the importance of our cultures, for them to be able to innovate them into themselves, then we are most likely to make them realize the importance of protecting these landmarks, right? We should learn to teach our children, because if we teach the children, then there's a higher chance of our stories being passed on from generation to generation. Lastly, we call on our government and policymakers to enforce strong preservative laws to say that if ever there is harm against such artifacts, then there would be strong measures. We also should call, or they must also work hand in hand with the local community and the global organizations such as UNICEF. Right. Tourism can enhance global inclusivity. How? It can enhance global inclusivity with me having to teach another person how to speak my language, with me having to teach another person how to dance in my language. When we're happy, we dance. We sing songs, we wear different kind of things. So if I am able to integrate that with someone from the outside, then we are including everyone. We are not discriminating each other, or we are not setting each other apart. We are considering and we are knowing that we live in a shared world where there's a lot of diversity, where we live with understanding each other, and we approach matters knowing that we are different and unique, but together we can make one body. For example, a tourist visiting a rural village in KZN, which forces appreciation rather than misunderstanding. This empowers the marginalized communities. How? It empowers them because the community-based tourism projects in South Africa enable the woman to be able to voice out their entrepreneurial opinions, to be able to go out to markets, to be able to do tours, to be able to do lodges, to do many entrepreneurial inspired ideas, able to foster our economy, to make it grow even better. To know that even though we may be differentiated according to our race, but as South Africa, we are one unit, we are one body, and we are together. The women, the youth, and the indigenous groups can benefit through small businesses of selling their craft, through small businesses of opening up their own museums, where you get to see our stories and you get to hear our stories firsthand if you come and visit South Africa. Tourism reminds us that we are all part of a shared world, be it through volunteering, ecotourism, or simply learning from each other. It helps us shine a spotlight on the underrepresented or minority cultures, those cultures that are usually marginalized and usually be put aside. Tourism helps us to be able to shine the light on them now and give them the chance to speak about their story so that we can be able to learn from each other. By connecting people from across the world, tourism fosters a sense of global citizenship. It empowers or it embodies peace. It can harm, it can cause less harm, and it can also tone down tension between countries. It can cause tension between nations and it can ease the tension between nations and promote peaceful international relationship. In short, tourism builds bridges among people from across and people from locally to be able to communicate with each other without looking at what cultures or backgrounds that they're coming from. When managed sustainably, tourism can help us build a more connected, inclusive, and resilient world. Discover South Africa, a land where wild beauty meets vibrant culture. And every step is an adventure for you to change your life. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have come to the end of our presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your truly remarkable presentations. It was a pleasure to hear you speak alongside your students and to learn from the rich and witty examples you shared from South Africa. It's so interesting and so amazing. Your reflections on democracy, economic development, and tourism afforded a meaningful and authentic perspective on your country's journey. The way you connected local realities, these global challenges was deeply compelling and added great depth to the conversation. Each of your students presented with confidence, purpose, energy, and inspiration to the room. And I must say, after listening to all of you, I know truly we will visit South Africa myself one day, and I will be visit. The video you shared at the end of your presentation tied everything together beautiful, and it's so amazing and fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you very much again.
Thank you. Just a second. ძალიან მოკლედ
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. It was really very interesting, and I think we planned one summit and tour in South Africa. It's very nice. მოკლედ მე ვიდეო როდესაც იყო ჩართული აღნიშნე, მაგრამ არ ვიცი რამდენად ისმოდა ჩემი ხმა. ქალბატონი ფინკი გავიცანით გლობალურ დაჯილდოებაზე, ის გახალთ ასევე გლობალური მასწავლებელი დაჯილდოებული IKS-ის მიერ, როგორც ჩვენი ის სამი პედაგოგი, რომელიც იმყოფებოდა ნოემბერში ინდოეთში, ბატონი გახაბერი, ქალბატონი ზეინაბი და ჩვენი ქალბატონი ეკა. და იქ იყო სწორედ ჩვენი საოცარი ფინკი, სადაც გავიცანეთ მისი ენერგია ზუსტად ისეთი იყო, როგორც დღეს ჩვენ ვიხილეთ. ის საოცარ საქმეს აკეთებს მის ქვეყანაში, ტექნოლოგიებს ფლობს, არ ვიცი, ეს განათლებელი მართლაც უნიკალური თვისებებით არის დაჯილდოებელი და მე კიდევ უფრო მეტად ახლოს გაიცნობთ, რადგანაც ის ყოველთვის არის ჩვენთან, ხშირად არის ყოველ შემთხვევაში მის მოსწავლეებთან ერთად ჩვენთან და ერთ დღესაც იმედია ვიხილავთ მას საქართველოში ჩვენს საერთაშორისო კონფერენციაზე უკვე ოფლაინ. კი ბატონო, მე მგონი ბატონი კახაბერი შემოგვიერთდა თუ თვალე მოვლანდე? ქალბატონო ნინო, ქალბატონო მარიამ.
ის შემოვიდა.
როგორ გრძნობთ თავს, ხომ ხართ კარგი?
ძალიან საინტერესოდ მიმდინარეობს ჩვენი კონფერენცია.
უსმენთ გულდასმით.
ნამდვილად.
ყველა სპიკერს შესანიშნავი გამოსვლები ჰქონდათ და წარმატებები ყველა მონაწილეს, ვინც ეხლა გამოვა. ძალიან საინტერესო პრეზენტაციები გველოდება წინ.
ნამდვილად ესეა, მოკლედ რუმინეთის, თურქეთის, შემდეგ კიდე სამხრეთ აფრიკის შემდეგ უკვე დრო დადგა ჩვენს ქართველ მომხსენებლებს, ჩვენს ქართულ საოცარ ახალგაზრდებს მოусმინოთ, წარმოადგინოთ ჩვენი გამარჯვებული სკოლები, რაც შეეხება აზერბაიჯანს ბოლო შემოგვერთდება და რუმინელიც მალე შემოგვერთდება, მერე უკვე მოვისმენთ მათ პრეზენტაციებსაც და ელენე გთხოვ გავაგრძელოთ.
And now we're moving to my country, Georgia, and our first Georgian teacher will be Sophia Sharia. Welcome there from city of Zugdidi. Welcome, introduce yourself and your students.
Okay, Ellen, she's with us. I don't know what's happened. You can invite the next speaker.
Okay. Our next amazing Georgian teacher will be Mariam Mamagulashvili. Welcome, dear. Introduce yourself and your students.
მოგესალმებით ძვირფასებო, მსმენელებო, აქ დამწერლ საზოგადოებო. დღეს მინდა წარმოგიდგინოთ ჩემი მოსწავლე მარიამ ბრეგვაძე, რომელიც ისაუბრებს ხარისხიან განათლებაზე, ტექნოლოგიების განვითარებაზე და მის როლზე სასწავლო პროცესში. გისმენთ, მარიამ?
Hello everyone, I'm Mariam Mamagulashvili, student of Public School of Ivit from Georgia. I'm pleased to be here and to be in front of you. It's the first time to be here. I'm a little nervous, but excuse me. So let's start. I want to talk about the first sustainable development goal. We know it's quality education. Today, new technologies are having a huge impact on people and their future. If you see my screen, I can start.
Yes, we see.
So the main...
Don't nervous because you are so wonderful, beautiful students, and good luck.
Thank
Go
you
ahead.
thank you so much. So our main question is, how do new times create new opportunities? Modern technologies are the main driving force of all progress, changing the nature of our daily lives and work processes. They include many innovations such as artificial intelligence, robotics, digital transformation, and others, which contribute to the development of both economic and social systems. Modern technologies not only contribute to the rise of industries, but also create new opportunities in all areas of human activity, thereby transforming our lifestyle and perception of the world. Virtual reality. Today we will talk about one of the most interesting modern technologies, namely virtual reality. Virtual reality refers to a simulated experience that can be both similar to the real world and completely different. Virtual reality usually involves the use of a wearable headset that covers the user's eyes and ears, immersing them in a 360-degree environment that responds to their movements and interactions. The goal of virtual reality is to create a sense of presence where the user feels like they are actually present in virtual environment. Challenges. While virtual reality has great potential, it is not without its challenges. One of the main challenges is the high cost of virtual reality hardware and development, which can be prohibitive for small businesses. In addition, motion sickness and discomfort can be a problem for some users, especially if the virtual reality system is not properly deployed or if the content is poorly designed. Another important issue is security and privacy, as virtual reality systems can collect sensitive data about the user's movements, interactions, and surroundings. Protecting and using this data responsibly is essential to building trust and encouraging widespread adoption. So the second sensational place for society is PlayStation. PlayStation is a video gaming brand owned and produced by Sony Interactive Entertainment, a division of Japanese conglomerate Sony. Its flagship products consist of a series of home video game consoles produced under the brand. It also consists of handhelds, online services, magazines, and other forms of media. The brand began with the first PlayStation home console released in Japan in 1994 and worldwide the following year, which became the first console of any type to ship over 100 million units, which made PlayStation a globally recognized brand. Since then, there have been numerous newer consoles, the most recent being the PlayStation 5, released in 2020, while there have also been a series of handheld consoles and a number of other electronics, such as a media center and a smartphone. The main series of controllers utilized by the PlayStation series is the DualShock. We see 5 types of PlayStations. In today's life, Computer technologies and the virtual world help us access educational resources anytime and anywhere. They make learning more interactive and engaging through multimedia tools and virtual simulations. Additionally, they enable global collaboration and communication among students and teachers. In schools, they support personalized learning and help students develop essential digital skills for the future. So this was my presentation today. I hope you enjoyed and didn't get bored. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. As your first time speaking at our conference, you handled it very with great amazingness and confidence. It was truly impressing, and we would be very happy to see you our next conferences also. Your chosen topic, virtual world and technologies, was timely and thought-provoking, so amazing, and you managed to explore it in a reflection, which is exactly what such discussion aim to do. We appreciate of your speech and presentation. Thank you so much again.
Thank you again.
Thank you. აი, სულაც არ იყო სანერვიულო, გილოცავთ. შემდეგ წარმატებებს გისურვებთ.
And our next Georgian amazing and respectful teachers are Nino Tsartsidze and Mariam Mamagulashvili. Welcome, teachers. Introduce yourselves and your students.
მოგესალმებით ქალბატონო ნინო, მე მგონი აქ არის ჩვენთან. Okay. არა და აქ იყო, არა უშავს. ჩვენი მარიამი ვფიქრობ მზად არის. მარიამ, გესმის ჩვენი?
დიახ, გამარჯობა, hello.
Okay, ჩვენ გავაზიარებთ თქვენს პრეზენტაციას. წარმატებებს გისურვებთ, მარიამიც ასევე პირველად არის ჩვენთან და ეს მართლაც ძალიან ბევრს ნიშნავს ჩვენთვის. ისინი განიცდიან, ნერვიულობენ, მაგრამ საერთოდ არ არის არაფერი სანერვიულო. ვიდაიდან და რადგანაც თქვენ საოცრად აკეთებთ პრეზენტაციებს და საოცარ ძალიან საინტერესო თემებს გვიშლით და გვიზიარებთ. წარმატებები.
Hello, my name is Mariam Mamagulashvili. I'm grateful for this opportunity to present myself, and I'll talk about 2025's biggest world global problems. Does human has bad effects on Earth? Yes, of course. Human has a bad effects on Earth and its animals, plants, and also itself. Let's see some examples. Destroyed tropical forests. Every hour, forests the size of 300 football fields are cut down. 2030 year, there will be only 10% of forests on our planet. If deforestation is not stopped, they could all be gone in less than a century. The world's largest rainforest, everyone knows that this is Amazon rainforest, is in danger. Despite of efforts to protection forest land, legal deforestation is still rampant, and about 1/3 of global tropical deforestation occurs in Brazil's Amazon forest, amounting to 1.5 million hectares each year. The leading cause of deforestation is agriculture, because people need cleared land for plants that are useful to sell, such as sugarcane and palm oil. Forests protect us from serious disasters such as landslide, because the tree roots bind the soil and prevent it from washing away. And I want to talk about oxygen and its instead of cutting down trees, we can recycle all the books and other wood materials to save our home earth. Plant new trees and cut down only old and sick trees if there is some necessary. Air pollution is the biggest problem nowadays because every living creature needs oxygen. And nowadays, air pollution is a main problem. And its cause are transports which use oil and gas, factories which does not have suitable equipment, and others. It may cause some deadly allergies and diseases for human population and for animals. Instead of using transports, we can use bicycles, skates, and electric cars, which are good for our earth. Ocean pollution is also a main problem nowadays. Chemical waste from factories flows directly into rivers and seas. Also, most sewage pipes end up in rivers and seas. Many sea creatures die because of these problems. They eat or stuck on those plastic garbages. And there are many groups of people who cleans up seas and rivers, such as For Ocean. I have their logo. And you can donate or follow them on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. We can recycle almost everything, such as plastic, wood, metal, and other materials. So why have to pollute this gorgeous nature? I don't know. All humans have to understand that our only sweet home is Earth. There is no other planet where we can live. No, for now. So we have to be friendly and lovely to Earth. And global warming, we all know about this problem. Earth has atmosphere layers. It helps Earth to keep same temperature in air, which is important for living creatures. And in addition, the atmosphere prevents excess heat from escaping into space. Nowadays, temperature goes up, and this is global warming. It may happen because of factories, cars, fires, and fire in forests, garbage which is on sunset, and all of them releases heat gases. Heat gases are carbon dioxide, and we can say that this is main problem in 21st century. There are many things to do to prevent all issues on Earth. First of all, we have to equip factories with appropriate technologies which neutralize smoke, carbon dioxide. Same. We should consume less of the Earth's minerals. And last problem, melting ice caps and sea level rise. We all know that on the Antarctic island is the most low temperature, minus 57 Celsius grades. But recently, maybe 1 month ago, scientists found out that there was plus 20 degrees Celsius, and that was new record for this island, and it caused ice melt. This is too dangerous for countries which are near seas and oceans because sea levels are rising fast. And because of this, many countries may disappear near Earth. If this all go like that without our and government's attentions, this all happens because of global warming. So we have to stop this all before there is a time. If we wait, many human and animal would die. So we have to be Earth's voice, and we have to spend knowledge about these problems, and we have to change ourselves and others too. Many polar bears, penguins, and other creatures who like cold places would die. And my last words will be that humans are between Earth, death, and life. We can also destroy and build everything. We have to choose what we want for us, for Earth, and for living creatures, life or death. Thank you for your attention, and I hope my presentation was interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this amazing presentation. You address critical issues such as air pollution and environment, global warming challenges with clarity and confidence. It's clear that you understand the urgency in these topics and you communicate them very effectively. Well done, and we hope to see you and continue sharing your voice in future discussions. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mariam. Just a second, Alan, sorry. ქალბატონი ნინო თუ შემოგვერთა ბურდიაშვილი ხომ არ არის ჩვენთან? არ არის.
აქ ვარ ქალბატონო ინგა, ყურადღებით მისმენ ყველა პრეზენტატორის გამოსვლას. ძალიან მიხარია და ბედნიერი ვარ, რომ მარიამი არის დღეს თქვენს რიგებში. მადლობა ამ შესაძლებლობისთვის. შესანიშნავი პრეზენტაცია იწერდგა მარიამი. და კიდევ ერთხელ ვიტყოდი, რომ აი ეს თქვენი სივრცე, თქვენი პლატფორმა არის ერთ-ერთი საუკეთესო საშუალება, რომ მოსწავლეებში ეს სწორედ ის ახალი უნარები გამოავლინოს, რაც სწორედ გლობალურ მოქალაქეს და მნიშვნელოვანი ღირებულებების მქონე ადამიანს უნდა ჰქონდეს. ძალიან მიხარია დღევანდელი დღის მონაწილე რომ გავხდი. მადლობა Teacher Community Georgia's. ვარ თქვენი პროექტების აქტიური მონაწილე და გიერთდებით კვლავ ახალ პროექტებში. გამოწვევებს შენს მოსწავლეებთან ერთად. მადლობა მარიამ შესანიშნავი პრეზენტაციისთვის და მადლობა თქვენ.
ძალიან დიდი მადლობა პირველ რიგში თქვენ ქალბატონო ნინო, რა თქმა უნდა, მარიამს, თქვენს სკოლას და რა თქმა უნდა, თქვენს პედაგოგს, ქალბატონ მარიამ ელიქიძეს, წარმატებებს გისურვებთ და გელოდებით მომავალშიც, როდესაც გამოცხადდება კონკურსი, მიიღეთ მონაწილეობა და რა თქმა უნდა, დარწმუნებული ვარ, ისევ გიხილავთ ჩვენი კონფერენციის სხვადასხვა მნიშვნელოვან პროექტებში. წარმატებები, მაშას.
Good luck everyone. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
And our next great teachers will be Inga Kharchilava and Inga Kharchilava. Welcome. Introduce yourselves and then your students.
Hello. First of all, my name is Inga Kharchilava. And I want to thank you for the amazing opportunity. I am here with Murmanzigua, my co-speaker and teachers, Inga Kharchilava and Inga Kharchilava. Today, I will take a different approach in these presentations and we'll do like a short summary of the activities we did during like a whole SDG theme. And yeah, so I will share my presentation quick. Share screen. Can you see the screen?
Yes. It's moving. Okay. Yes. Good luck. Go ahead.
My co-speaker will start.
The club spirit meeting began with the creation of an action plan, club logo and green calendar, which helped foster teamwork and environmental responsibility.
So next meeting after this was dedicated to like sustainable development goals and understanding their meaning. We discussed the concept of sustainable development, what it means globally and locally. We also discussed the essence of each goal and what can we do in our environment, in our village, school or family to make these goals truly achievable and contribute to the global SDGs.
And after that, a large-scale environmental campaign was held at the initiative of Eco Club, within the framework of which greening works were carried out. Students of all three levels of school, teachers and parents actively participated in the campaign. The participation of parents is especially noteworthy. They donated various types of seedlings to the school, which further enriched the school's ecosystem.
And one of the main initiatives we put forward by the students is the idea of more green space at school. Within the framework of which it has planned a green alley for students to hang out and have some clean air.
An educational and creative activity. Our Red Book was held, the main goal which was to raise awareness among students about endangered animals and plants, both nationally and globally. The project was implemented in an integrated lesson format, nature art, which brought particularly conductive and increasing student interest and engagement.
We also had a project that was called Give Things a New Life, and we successfully implemented the project which aimed to raise environmental awareness, popularize the importance of recycling and generally reusing some items. Students saved reusable, environmentally friendly green bags from old fabrics and unused materials, replacing single-use handbags. The bags were accompanied by eco slogans and creative decorations from the students. After that, the bags were exhibited in the school's outdoor space for students and guests. At the end of the exhibition, the Eco Club members presented the bags as gifts to parents and teachers visiting the school as a sign of thank you.
Making bird feeders. Eco Club members created bird feeders made from the natural and artificial materials. The feeders were placed in and around schoolyards so the birds could feed safely and survive during difficult seasons.
We also had an activity, Save the Colchian Boxwood. A significant environmental activity was implemented at the initiative of Eco Club members, Save the Colchian Boxwood. The goal of which was to protect, preserve, and popularize the culture of caring of the endemic species, the boxwood. The biology teacher brought healthy boxwood branches. Students, teachers, and parents joined in the process of creating the boxwood. And this activity turned out to be very exciting and motivating for both parties, the students and parents. As of the Easter holidays, the grafted boxwood seedlings were given as gifts to the local population, which made the activity even more valuable and socially relevant.
Integrated lesson, differentiate food. An integrated lesson was held in a collaboration with biology teachers. Topic of the lesson was differentiate food, which aimed to develop the ability to students to distinguish between types of food and correctly sort them. In the biology direction, students studied the origin of food and were able to distinguish between animal and plant food. They worked on solving the green problem. Solving the problem contributed to raising ecological awareness among students.
We also participated in a global action marathon, proper nutrition for health and environment protection. Eco Club members successfully joined the global action marathon and carried out a cognitive creative event dedicated to generally understanding the principles of healthy eating and promoting eco-friendly choices. And as part of the activity, we created a healthy eating plate. We compiled a one-day healthy eating menu based on plant-based products and local seasonal raw materials. In the end, it was a fun, practical activity during which students and parents together created creative compositions from fruits and vegetables, organized an exhibition, and tasted the healthy dishes.
Eco Club members, active supporters of sustainable development and environmental protection. The school successfully implements environmental initiatives that are closely related to the popularization and implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. In the school environment, club members actively participated in the activities planned within the framework of celebration of International Environment Day. The mentioned dates and weeks: Earth Day, World Water Day, Biodiversity Day, International Day of Forest, Earth Hour, Down Syndrome and Tuberculosis Day, environmental projects and events. Visits the environmentally important and interesting places were organized. Zugdidi Botanical Garden, visit to a farmer and Tsaishi Strawberry Farm, Zugdidi Ceramics Workshop. And I would like to highlight some of our activities.
Which was a World Cleanup Day, which is held every year in our school, where we clean up the school premises and the village.
And next is climate change and its prevention, Earth Hour, shaping climate justice, eco-friendly behavior, and individual responsibility, personal carbon footprint, the impact of everyday behavior on the environment. Give an hour to the Earth.
Activity, soil cover. Cognitive and practical activity, observation of the soil, collecting soil samples, studying the color, structure, moisture of the soil, observing soil inhabitants, the importance of soil for biodiversity, plant growth, and overall ecosystem sustainability.
Social project. In this way, Eco Club members build positive connections between the school and the community and contribute to all the three standard dimensions of sustainable development: ecological, social, and economic.
We also participated in multiple international projects, and the school has been actively involved in the twinning network for the 8th year already, the goal of which is to establish cooperative partnerships with schools globally in different countries and share experiences, master new teaching methods, use modern technologies, create their own projects, etc. The following twinning projects have been implemented, for example, biodiversity of my country, climate change and prevention of natural disaster risks, global action days, and the Inga Kharchilava school prize and many more, which we couldn't implement in this presentation.
E-twinning project Water is Life. Goal to deepen students' knowledge of the physical and chemical properties of water, develop skills in rational use, and increase ecological responsibility.
Future plans for our school. Improvement of the school yard square, make it greener, cultivation of green alley, and arrangement of a greenhouse for the propagation of red-listed species.
Thanks for your attention.
Thank you all for listening and tuning in. Hope we didn't bore you with this long presentation. Thanks to the people who helped it organize, and that's all. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Your microphone is off, Eleni.
Also, oh my God.
Sorry. Thank you for your thoughtful and well-prepared presentation. It was truly inspiring to see how actively you are engaging with global goals at the school level. The initiatives you introduced related to CTDG 15, 20, 12, and 12, 3, and 6 clearly reflected your dedication to protecting the environment, promoting responsible consumption, and supporting health and well-being is your community. Each example you shared was excellent, creative, and showed how much impact young students can have when they work together with these issues. Thank you so much again for this excellent presentation.
Yes, I'm also. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა. მინდა გადავხოთ ახალგაზრდებს, როგორც ვიცი, ზუგდიდის სკოლიდან ხო? ზუგდიდი დამზადებით.
დიახ, ჩხორის საჯარო სკოლა.
საიდან?
ზუგდიდის მუნიციპალიტეტის ჩხორის საჯარო სკოლა.
ჩხორი. მარგალეფ მუჭორეთ. მოკლედ მოგესალმებით დიდი სიყვარულით. მართლაც ძალიან საინტერესო პრეზენტაცია იყო. მივესალმები ისეთ ახალგაზრდებს, როგორიც თქვენ ხართ, აი თქვენია მომავალი და თქვენი იმედით ვართ ნამდვილად. წარმატებები, ძალიან დიდი მადლობა სკოლას ხარდაჭერისთვის, რა თქმა უნდა, პედაგოგებს და აი მოგესალმებით მოკლედ. ვაი. მოგესალმებით დიდი სიყვარულით. ნამდვილად მივესალმები თქვენს გუნდურ მუშაობას. ჩვენი დიდი პატივისცემა თქვენ. მადლობა, მიიღეთ მონაწილეობა, რა თქმა უნდა, შემდეგ კონკურსებში, შემდეგ ჩვენს ახალ პროექტებში, რომ გავაგრძელოთ ერთად მუშაობა. წარმატებები.
დიდი მადლობა, ქალბატონო ინგა. ჩვენთვის დიდი პატივია ასეთ კონფერენციაში მონაწილეობის მიღება, ჩვენი კოლეგების და მოსწავლეების გამოცდილების გაზიარება, რათა უფრო საინტერესო აქტივობები დავგეგმოთ მომავალში. მადლობა თქვენ ამ შესაძლებლობისთვის.
მადლობა თქვენ. წარმატებებს გისურვებთ. გაიხართ.
მესე მადლობა.
გაიხართ.
Okay, and now our next teacher will be Okro Davitadze, and introduce your students and yourself.
მივესალმებით ბატონო ოქროს, თავისი საოცარი სტუდენტებით. წარმატებებს უსურვებთ.
Good evening. I'm so glad that my students are participating in this conference, and they are speakers here today. The experience which my students will get here will help them to be more actively involved in many international projects and help them to be a part of the world education. Now I want to say thanks to the organizers, the team of teachers for this excellence conference and the work they always do. Today my students will show the presentation describing the activities they do at school as extracurricular activities, Now let them show the presentation, please.
გამარჯობა, ისმის ჩემი ხმა?
დიახ.
კარგი, დავიწყებ მაშინ. Hi everybody, I'm Elena. I'm from Georgia, Kakhaber Public School. Today I'm so happy to participate in this international conference. I'm sure this will be a great experience for me. And also, I welcome the Virgin students here. Nice to meet you all online. Now, my friend Tatia and me are going to speak about the presentation called Non-Formal Education for Global Issues. And we'll speak about the activities during the process of school clubs. So let's start. At first sight, we live in a world of lots of possibilities, right? We've got many friends with who we have fun. We can travel everywhere by a car or a plane. We live in the world of new technologies and we use them at all time. Like we have hobbies, we can take any sport. We have a country called Georgia with its stunning nature and traditions. But there are some natural problems like pollution, drought, flood, ice melting, wildfires caused by global warming that can be bad for our future. At school, we learn this topic almost in every subject, and so I think that
როგორც ჩანს, ინტერნეტის პრობლემა აქვს. კი ბატონო, არის. მივიღოთ, რა თქმა უნდა, გავაგზავნოთ.
So, and I would like to mention my English teacher, Mr. Okro, who does all the best for us to be actively involved in the learning lessons and learning process. So, thanks him. First, we had presentations about global warming and what it might cause. The presentations helps us to realize the problems will caused by the global warming, like ice melting, droughts, wildfires, floods, and so on. We also do many practical activities like planting trees, flowers, and so on. On this slide, you can see the students and teachers in the process of the practical activity. I think that if we want to think about the ways of solving the natural problems, we need education and to learn well at school. Education plays a powerful role in the fighting global warming because when people learn about the climate change, they understand its causes and effects and how their actions impact the environment. And last but not least, how can we help stop global warming by, by saving water, using less energy, planting trees, and so on. Also, raising awareness through education encourages more people to take action. And last but not least, recycling reduces waste and protects natural resources. So every small step matters. And now my friend Tatia will continue to speak about the presentation. Thank you for your listening. Hi, everybody. I'm Tatia. I study at Kakhaber Public School too. Thank you so much for inviting us here. I think this online conference will help me to have a greater experience, which I share to my friends.
Tatia, bodiში პრეზენტაცია გააზიარეთ რა.
უკაცრავად არ არის გაზიარებული? ერთი
ზუსტი. ხომ არ გეხმაროთ ჩვენ?
არა, მადლობა.
რომ გაგიყვანათ Zoom-ა ინტერნეტის გამო თავისთავად პრეზენტაციაც წაიშალა და აი კი ბატონო
გაზიარდა ხო?
დიახ.
ბოდიში. So now you can see the process where I and my friends are working to create brochures. We collect the information about the ways to reduce the global warming. Then we share them to the people in our village. Also, we worked on the second natural problem, plastic pollution. On the slide, you can see the photos of collecting plastics and then attending the process of recycling. This project helped us to increase our civic responsibility. We also had a project Foster's exhibition where we showed our work to the school and community, highlighting environmental topics and encouraging others to think about solutions. There is also our participation in global projects provided us with multiplied learning opportunities. It strengthened our teamwork, creativity, and problem-solving skills. It also inspired the formation of school clubs and engagement in meaningful activities both inside and outside classroom. Sorry. In the school club, we learn to simply difficulties and then solve it. It's not simple actually. For example, I can show the exam how to my teachers teach us. The difficulty is passing the exam. If we want to pass it, we don't have to miss any step. We have to attend classes, do activities or homeworks, get ready for an exam, and you will pass the exam easily. And if you skip any of them, you won't be able to pass successfully. That's the main priorities, how we are solving problems, global warming problems. That's it. Thanks for your attention. Wish you good luck.
ელენე ხმა.
ბოდიში ხმა არის მის.
Bodishi, sorry. Thank you, both of you, for this outstanding presentation. You approached the topic of global warming with strong awareness and thoughtful analysis, and it was truly impressive to hear your ideas. The school innovations and examples are shared clearly, demonstrated real actions and communities' commitments. Showing us the actual processes and teamwork behind your efforts made your message even more powerful. Both of you were excellent and left a strong impression. Keep up the great job. Thank you so much.
And of course, thank you, the best teacher, Mr. Okro, and congratulations, Gils. You did very nice and very great. Thank you so much. გილოცავთ ბატონო ოქრო, წარმატებულ გამოსვლას.
მადლობა და ვწუხარ რომ რამდენიმე სლაიდი ვერ ვაჩვენეთ, სადაც ყინვალად იყო ნაჩვენები აქტივობები, რომლებიც შევასრულეთ.
არ არის პრობლემა, თუ გნებავთ გავაზიაროთ და გაჩვენეთ სლაიდი. თუ შეძლებთ, ეხლა გავაზიაროთ.
ელენეს სურვილი და მზად არის, ნახოთ, აბა ელენე.
თუ შევძლებთ, ეხლა გავაზიაროთ. თუ გნებავთ, ჩვენ გავაზიაროთ, გალბატონო ნინო და რომელი სლაიდია, რო გითხრათ, რომ მერე თქვენ ისაუბროთ იმ სლაიდთან დაკავშირებით, იმიტომ რომ
ბატონო, ეხლავე დაგეხმარებით და მომემზად.
დიახ, ქალბატონი ნათიას შემოგვიერთდა, ქალბატონი ნათია შევანაძე ჩვენთან არის, შემდეგი თქვენი მოსწავლეები იქნებიან, მოემზადეთ.
კი, ბატონო, მზად ვართ. გაიხარეთ.
რომელ სლაიდს გითხრათ, რომ მოვიწყოთ?
ბატონო, მზად ვართ.
აა, არა არის პრობლემა, თუ გნებავთ, ჩვენ გავაზიაროთ, გალბატონო ნინო და რომელი სლაიდია, რო გითხრათ, რომ მერე თქვენ ისაუბროთ იმ სლაიდთან დაკავშირებით, იმიტომ რომ
ბატონო, ეხლავე დაგეხმარებით და მომემზად.
ძალიან საინტერესო პრეზენტაციები გვაქვს. მოკლედ, თითოეული ახალგაზრდას პრეზენტაცია მართლაც სადაც არის. რომელ სლაიდზეა საუბარი? აი, მივყვეთ და ნელ-ნელა, კი ბატონო.
შემდეგი აი ეგ იყო მე მგონი, მაგრამ მინდა რომ ელენე შემოვიდეს, რადგან მან ისაუბროს ერთ წუთით, აბა თუ მოახერხებ.
დიახ.
ელენეც აქ არის. ისმენთ ელენე.
ამ სლაიდთან დაკავშირებით, ხო?
დიახ.
აი აქედან გააგრძელე ელენე.
კი ბატონო. As I said, there are some natural problems like pollution, droughts, flood, ice melting, wildfires that caused is with global warming that can be bad for the future. At school, we learn this topic almost in all subjects, so I think that students will be able to solve some problems in the future if we start thinking about the ways of solving them. At school, we have some school clubs which really plays a special role in the school life of students. Next slide, please. Yeah, one of them is Eco Club called Students for Eco World. At the school club, the students have already started thinking about the problems above and ways of solving them. Yeah. Sorry. This is the educational place where we can get essential practical knowledge. I would like to wait. Next slide, please. Okay. Okay, თუ შეიძლება.
დავაბრუნოთ ერთი სლაიდით, ნინა.
კიდევ ერთხელ უკან. ეგ სურათები იყო ჩვენი აქტივობების და იმაზეც ერთ-ორ სიტყვას ვიტყვი. აი ეს. We also do many practical activities like planting trees, flowers, and on the slide you can see the students and the teachers in the process of the practical activity. Next slide. Yeah, and last, education for right thinking and more information. I personally think that if we want to think about the ways of solving the natural problems, we need education. Education plays a powerful role in fighting global warming because when people learn about climate change, they understand its causes and effects and how their actions impact the environment. That's it.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening.
Nice.
Thank you. Now, once again, there were truly amazing and excellent slides. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite our next teacher, Natia Shevarnidze. Welcome, dear. Introduce yourself and your students.
Hello everyone, dear conference organizers and all the participants. Thank you for your wonderful presentations and thanks for this opportunity. I'm sure that this will be a valuable experience for my brilliant students. So today we decided to talk about SDG number 4, quality education. We all know that understanding of this notion varies from country to country, but still there are some universal and common aspects, right? So my students, Nini and Anna, will be sharing their insights regarding the challenges in education and then some ways and solutions. So the floor is yours. Wish you good luck. Okay, Nini. All right.
So today we would like to present a right to education. Let's get started. Different types of education. First, formal education. Formal education is structured learning that occurs in institutions such as schools and universities. Informal education. Informal education takes place outside traditional educational institutions and can occur through community programs, family interactions, or self-directed learning. Secondary education. Secondary education is a foundational stage of formal education, typically for children aged 6 to 12, and is focusing on basic literacy, numeracy, and social skills. And secondary education preparing students for higher education.
Tertiary education encompasses universities and colleges that offer advanced degrees and specialized training. Vocational and technical education provides practical skills and training for specific careers. Inclusive education ensures unbiased access for individuals with disabilities, promoting their participation in all aspects of learning alongside their peers. Lifelong learning emphasizes the continuous pursuit of knowledge and skills throughout an individual's life.
The intersection of education and identity. Access to education is often affected by multiple factors such as gender, disability, race, and geographic locations. For instance, refugee children encounter unique challenges that disrupt their educational access and complicating their development into new communities.
Barriers to education. There are some challenges that prevent access to education, and for instance, cost-related barriers, cultural norms, language barriers, and digital divide. Impact of lack of education. The lack of education leads to illiteracy, unemployment, health issues, economic instability, and cycle of poverty.
Education role in conflict zones and disasters. In conflict zones and disaster-affected areas, education is vital to providing stability, and it also helps children to cope with their trauma. Educational programs in these settings address both academic needs and emotional social development.
Education in refugee camps. Refugee camps serve as temporary shelters for displaced population, where education plays a transformative role. Establishing education.
Very positive. You're very positive, Gills. Nice. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry.
It's very nice. Okay, now is continue.
Establishing educational facilities in these camps ensures that children can continue their education and do not lose valuable learning time.
Now let's move on to inspirational stories. Malala and her advocacy for girls' education. Malala is a Pakistan activist person who fought for girls' rights to education despite facing life-threatening challenges. And she also got the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. Also, Kailash fight against child labor. Kailash is an Indian activist that has decided his life to eliminate child labor and advocating for education. And also, William's journey of innovation. William built a windmill to provide electricity for his family, and he showcasing how education can change lives and communities.
Now let's move on to educational quotes. Nelson Mandela on education. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Aristotle said the roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Empower education. Take action today. Each person has a power to significantly impact education. For instance, everyone can donate educational materials, support organizations devoted to education. They can also offer time as volunteers, raise awareness on social platforms, and advocate for educational policies. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, girls. Thank you so much for your insightful presentation. You explored the topic of education with depth, highlighting its importance in building a more equal and sustainable future. Your examples also were included and so amazing. Your collaboration and shared perspectives made the presentation even stronger. Well done, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a second, Ellen. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა. ახალგაზრდა და კომენტარში ზოგადად წერენ, რომ აი საოცარი ახალგაზრდები არიან, მათი გულწრფელობა, მათი შრომის მოყვარეობა. აი ეს სიხალის ზუსტად ეს ხარ თქვენ, აი ჩვენი მომავალი თაობა გენაცვალეთ, რა საყვარლები ხართ, წარმატებებს გისურვებთ და ესე გააგრძელეთ. მოკლედ, ძალიან დიდი მადლობა ქალბატონო ნათია. ესეთი საოცარი ახალგაზრდები რო გაგვაცანით. წარმატებებს გისურვებთ.
მადლობა თქვენ წარმატებები.
გაიხარეთ. Okay,
next, our amazing teacher will be Sophia Tsimitia. Welcome there. Introduce yourself and your students.
Hello, everyone. I am a teacher of English language from Zugdidi, Odisha Public School #1. Today, my two amazing students are going to make presentation about sustainable development goals, which are very important because they help us build a better and safer world. And by following all steps of these development, we can protect our planet for future generation. So now future generation are going to present Anastasia Kardava and Takobulia, and I wish them good luck. Please go start. Tako, Anastasia.
Can you hear me? Hello. Should I share the screen?
Yes,
right.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait a second. Did it? I'm with my phone and I can't do this, so this is a problem.
I will share, Tako.
Okay, thank you.
Please stop.
So-
Please stop sharing. Stop sharing, and I will share.
Oh, I stopped already. So,
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna introduce myself. I am Takobulia from Zugdidi, Odisha's Public School #1. This is my first time of doing the presentation from online, and hope it will be the great experience for me. I'm gonna presentate you about Sustainable Development Goals, achieving the 17 global goals. I'm gonna share my presentation with my classmate. We are 8th graders, me and my classmate Anastasia Kardava. I'll start the presentation about Sustainable Development Law, advancing the 17 goals. The presentation explores how legal frameworks are crucial for achieving the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, as known as CDGs. We will delve into the past, present, and future of Sustainable Development Law. So Anastasia will continue.
Please go on. Maybe she has some kind of problem.
Yeah, maybe she has some kind of problems. Okay, I'm gonna.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, that's all. Go on.
The next one is the genesis of SDGC, a universal call to action. 1987. Brundtland report defines sustainable development. 1992. Rio Earth Summit adopts Agenda 21. 2000. Millennium Development Goals, MDGC, launched. 2015. 70 Sustainable Development Goals adopted by UN. The CDGs emerged from a global consensus building on the decades of international efforts. They represent a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet. Now Taco will continue.
So, the legal instruments for economic sustainability, CDG of 8, 9, and 12. Fair labor laws, protect workers' rights and promote decent work. Of course, this is one of the most important part of the whole CDG. Innovation incentives, foster sustainability foster sustainability and infrastructure. And circular economy regulations. So legal frameworks drive economic growth that is inclusive and sustainable. They encourage innovation and affect resource use. Now Anastasia will continue.
Laws role in social equity and well-being. SDG 1, 3, 4, 5, 10, 16. Anti-discrimination laws ensure equal opportunities for all. Healthcare legislation guarantee access to essential health services. Education rights promote inclusive and equitable quality education. Access to justice build strong institutions and uphold human rights. Law provides the foundation for just societies, ensuring no one is left behind. It addresses poverty, inequality, and promotes peace.
Taco, you are muted.
Sorry about that. Now I'm gonna continue. Environmental protection through laws, CDG 6, 7, 13, 14, and 15. In the previous classes, we created the presentations about most of the parts like renewable energy, alternative ways to create the energy, about now creating that is not harmful for for everything. Also, it involves a human, a person, and also involves the nature around us. Also, those laws also involve water management, regulated water quality and access, which means that regulated clean water is very important for whole Earth, the whole planet, and the humanity, whole human being. That it is the part of the also as humans, also as planet. Renewable energy, as I talked about, the alternative ways to create energy. This is one of them. Like one of the alternative ways to create energy is by water, and also from the sun, also from the wind, and more, which is not harmful for not even a human, and not even for the planet. That is not harmful for biodiversity around us. Now Tasso will continue.
Strengthening the global partnerships, the regional dimension of SDG 17. International treaties establish global norms and obligations. Knowledge sharing facilitates transfer of sustainable technologies. Global trade agreements promote sustainable trade practices. Capacity building support legal and institutional reforms in developing nations. Global cooperation underpinned by international law is essential for achieving the SDGs. Partnerships leverage resources and expertise for collective action. Now Taco will continue.
So, national implementation challenges and also opportunities in the domestic law. Challenges: resource constraints, lack of enforcement, conflict, legal priorities. Also, opportunities: policy integration, public participation, innovation, legal tools. Those are the national implementations as challenges and also opportunities. Translating global goals into national law requires overcoming significant hurdles, yet it also presents unique opportunities for the tailored solutions and community engagement. Now, Anna will continue.
Case studies: successful legal interventions for SDGs. Brazil. Forest Code for Sustainable and Use SDG 15. India. Right to Education Act SDG 4. Germany. Renewable Energy Act SDG 7. Rwanda. Gender Equality in Governance SDG 5. Around the world, effective legal reforms have directly contributed to SDG progress. These examples highlight the transformative power of law. Now, Taco will.
Emerging legal frameworks and the future of the sustainable development law. First, digital rights, ensuring ethical AI and data governance, climate legislation, holding polluters and more, green finance regulation, directing capital towards sustainable environments, translational governance, addressing global challenges beyond state borders. So the legal landscape is evolving rapidly to address new sustainability challenges. Innovation like climate legislation and green finance are shaping the future.
Your role addressing the SDGs through law and advocacy. Educate yourself, understand the SDGs and relevant legal frameworks. Advocate for change, support policies and initiatives that promote the SDGs. Engage professionally. Integrate sustainable development principles into your practice. Collaborate. Work with diverse stakeholders for collective impact. Every individual has a role in achieving the SDGs. Legal professionals are uniquely positioned to drive this critical transformation.
So that was all of the information about sustainable development global goals. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Taco. Awesome.
ელენე ხმა ჩართული.
ელენე ხმა.
ოდიში.
ავტომატურად რო ვთიშავთ ხმას მე დავკვირდეთ და ხო.
Thank you both for your excellent presentation. You explore key topics such as economic growth, innovative and sustainable development goals, depth, and awareness. The way you address these complex issues through an well-organized and collaborative presentation was truly impressive. Your ideas were relevant, amazing, and thought-provoking. Great job. Keep up this work, and thank you again.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ellen. ბატონი კახაბერი თუ არის ჩვენთან? მე მგონი შემოგვიეც და
მოგესალმებით.
როგორ ძანდებით, რა
დიდი სიამოვნებით გისმენთ, რა თქმა უნდა, და ძალიან მიხარია, რომ ძალიან საინტერესო პრობლემები არის გაშუქებული ზოგადად, რომელიც აინტერესებს ჩვენს ახალგაზრდებს და დარწმუნებული ვარ, რომ მათი ხედვა საბოლოო ჯამში პოზიტიურად წაადგება საქართველოს განვითარებას, იმიტომ რომ ისეთი მრავალფეროვანი და ისეთი საინტერესო საკითხები არის წარმოდგენილი, რომ ჯერა ჩვენი ახალგაზრდები ღირსეულ სიტყვას იყვიან საბოლოო ჯამში. კიდევ ერთხელ მივესალმები ყველას და წარმატებულ პრეზენტაციებს უსურვებ. ვინც უკვე გამოვიდა, ძალიან დიდ მადლობას ვუხდი საინტერესო პრეზენტაციებისთვის.
ნამდვილად, ძალიან დიდი მადლობა. შეგვიძლია გავაგრძელოთ, ელენე, მადლობა.
Yes, and our next teacher will be Khatuna Asanidze. Welcome, dear. Introduce yourself and your students.
მოგესალმებით, მე ვარ ხათუნი ასანიძე, ლაგოდეხის მუნიციპალიტეტის სოფელცოდნის კარის საჯარო სკოლის კომპიუტერული ტექნოლოგიის პედაგოგი. მივესალმებით ჩემს ძვირფას კოლეგებს, რომლებთანაც გადაკვეთილა გზები ასეთ მნიშვნელოვან შეხვედრებზე. მოგახსენებთ, რომ ჩემთვის და ჩემი მოსწავლისთვის დიდი პატივია, რომ მე ვიღოთ მონაწილეობა ახალგაზრდების საერთაშორისო კონფერენციაზე მონაწილეობა, სადაც ცოდნის ზეიმია, გამოცდილების გაზიარება და მდგრადი განვითარების მიმართულებით ცოდნის მიღების დღე. ისე როგორც ყველა გამომსვლელი აღნიშნავს, ჩვენს განახორციელებით სასკოლო სივრცეში პროექტი რამოდენიმე თვის მანძილზე სახელწოდებით მივცეთ ხელი ჩვენს სამყაროს, რომლის ავტორი ეს ითვინინგ პორტალზე განახორციელეთ საქართველოდან მე ვიყავი და თანაფაუნდერი ყავდა თურქი კოლეგა სულე ჩელიკი. ეხლა მინდა სიტყვით ჩემს მოსწავლეს გადავცე, ცოდნის კარის საჯარო სკოლის მოსწავლეს ელენე ჭაბაშვილს. გოდიში, ელენე ეხლა არის ექსკურსიაზე, იგი ამ ხნის მანძილზე გვისმენდა, გველოდებოდა და ელენე გაგვიზიარებს ეხლა, როგორ უნდა მოუფრთხილეთ დედამიწას, შევინარჩუნოთ მწვანე დედამიწა და რა გავაკეთეთ აი ამ პროექტის განხორციელების პროცესში, გაგვიზიარებს ელენე. მე ახლა გავაზიარებ, შევეცდები პრეზენტაციას რომ დავეხმარო ელენეს. რადგან
ძალიან საინტერესო. აი, სწორედ ეს არის ჩვენი მიზანიც, რომ უკვე გადავდივართ ქმედებაზე, პრობლემები ასე თუ ისე უკვე გავიგეთ, ვიცით, ახლა კი მთავარია რომ ვიმოქმედოთ.
დიახ. Elene, gesmit ho? Elene.
Hello, I am Elene, and because of some technical difficulties, I'm not able to turn on my camera, and I apologize for that. I'll begin my presentation. Okay, let's give a hand to our world. Elena Chabashvili, student of the public school of Soniskari village, Lagodekhi municipality, computer technology teacher, Khatuni Asanidze. About our project, we carried out the project on the European School Network platform eTwinning, which included both international partner schools from Turkey, Romania, and Poland, as well as 19 public schools from Georgia. The project founders include teacher Khatuna Asanidze from Georgia. Project objective. The project focuses on how to cope with the problems caused by climate change. Why should we take care of the environment? What are the key components necessary to sustain life on Earth? Today, issues such as air and water pollution, global warming, acid rain, deforestation, and loss of biodiversity represent just a small part of the many challenges our planet is facing. Taking care of the Earth is the responsibility of every individual, and recognizing these risks is essential. Meetings between teachers and students. The first working meeting was held on the Zoom platform where we planned the project's upcoming activities, which we scheduled month by month. These activities turned out to be very fun, interesting for students to complete. We also got to know each other using the digital tool Padlet, where we shared our wishes and information about ourselves. This is the apps and the way our students met each other and introduced themselves. Getting to know our geographical location, we introduced our geographical location, marked our school on the map, and explored cultural heritage sites in our region. We organized the logo competition, and through voting, the official project logo was selected. The winning logo belonged to our colleague school from Turkey. Fun activities, we carried out several enjoyable activities, created posters to welcome spring, celebrated World Water Day and Forest Day to raise awareness about these important days. We invited a well-known guest speaker, Ms. Mariam Mamagulashvili, who provided us with valuable information about the natural disasters occurring in the environment and explained how we can help mitigate these processes through our active involvement.
Just a second, Elena, you თქვენ ახსენეთ ახლა ქალბატონი მაიაბლიაძე, თუ შეიძლება რომ დააბრუნოთ სლაიდი.
Yes.
Please. თუ იცით ვინ არის ქალბატონი მაიაბლიაძე?
She was our well-known guest speaker, and we invited her to provide us with some valuable information for our school children.
Yes. Yes, and you know she's with us now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she. ქალბატონო მაია, მოგესალმებით. უბრალოდ მინდა რომ ეხლა უცებ აი ამ პრეზენტაციის მერე მინდოდა თქვენი მოწვევა, მაგრამ ეს ჩვენ არავინ არ ვიცოდით, რომ ესე დაემთხვა, რომ თქვენზე საუბრობდნენ. არც ჩვენ ვიცოდით, რა თქმა უნდა, არც თქვენ. ქალბატონი მაია შემომეხმიანა და ის ეხლა ჩვენთან არის და ზუსტად როდესაც ქალბატონი მაია შემოვიდა, სწორედ სლაიდზე მის შესახებ საუბრობდა ჩვენი ახალგაზრდა.
მივესალმები ქალბატონ მაიას, მასთან თანამშრომლობით ძალიან ბევრი ვისწავლეთ, ავიმაღლეთ ცოდნა მდგრადი განვითარების მიმართულებით და ძალიან ბევრი აქტივობები გვაქვს ახორციელებული და აგერ მე არ ვიცოდი ქალბატონ მაია ძალიან მოხარული ვარ და მიხარია რომ აქ შევხვდით.
გამარჯობათ კოლეგებო.
ბევრი აქტივობები გვაქვს ახორციელებული და აგერ მე არ ვიცოდი ქალბატონ მაია
გაორმაგებული თუ შეიძლება რომ სადღაც ხო ისა. მოკლედ მოგესალმებით ქალბატონო მაია, დიდი სიყვარული, დიდი პატივისცემით. როგორც გნებავთ, თუ გნებავთ, დავასრულებიოთ პრეზენტაცია და მერე ვისაუბროთ, ან ეხლა შეგვიძლია?
ცხადია, ინგა, უპირველესად.
როგორც გნებავთ, თუ გნებავთ, დავასრულებიოთ პრეზენტაცია და ვიღაცას აქვს ორი მოწყობილობა ჩართული.
უკაცრავად დავასრულებ რა პრეზენტაციას, ტელეფონი 7%-ზე მაქვს და აქედან სვანეთში ვარ წასული და
ელენი არის ექსკურსიაზე და იქიდან ახერ ჩართული.
სიხარულო, კი.
დავასრულებ რა პრეზენტაციას, ტელეფონი 7%-ზე მაქვს და აქედან სვანეთში ვარ წასული და
ელენი არის ექსკურსიაზე და იქიდან ახერ ჩართული.
სიხარულო, კი.
We use the digital tool to calculate and understand our ecological footprint on nature. Plant your tree with me. The involvement of parents. We planted our favorite plants, discussed how to take care of them and benefits they provide. We reflected on the contribution each person can make to preserve a green planet, ensuring access to healthy food and clean environment for a long and sustainable life. They provide. We reflected on the contribution each person can make to preserve a green planet, ensuring access to we also had an online conference which our kids had participated in, and yes, this is LEPL Lagodesh Municipality Village Soniskari Public School. A digital cleanup day. We held a digital cleanup day with the goal of deleting files that have been stored on our computers or phones for use but are useless and unused. We cleaned these unnecessary files from our devices because they cause them to generate heat and carbon dioxide, which contributes to environmental pollution. I'm sorry, there might be some noises. I mean, I'm in the park right now. I apologize. Knowledge assessment questionnaire. According to the project plan, a knowledge assessment questionnaire was conducted. It was gratifying that based on the information provided by Mrs. Maya and the research and lessons we had done, the students were able to successfully answer the questions. We also earned praise from our teachers from our performance. Marshall's Journey. One of the most exciting and engaging activities was Marshall's Journey. From the list of 17 Sustainable Development Goals in the provided chart, we had to choose one or several goals. When the robot pilot Marshall arrived at the school, the team had to share what activities they were doing to support the chosen goals. At the end, Marshall gave advice and encouragement before continuing his journey, visiting other schools involved in the project from different countries. The results of these activities were recorded in an electrical book. Project relevance. The project has received national and European quality labels, and it also has become and been submitted for the school title, where we have high hopes for success. The project aimed to raise awareness among our students about environmental protection, how to protect the world, and how each one of us contribute to stopping global pollution and ecological disasters. Within the project framework, we studied how to address these issues and find solutions. We also learned public speaking and responsibility. Our students wish to participate in similar projects again in the future and to make meaningful contribution towards preserving a green earth. This was the end. Thank you for your attention.
მადლობა ელენე, მინდა გითხრათ რომ ელენე იყო ექსკურსიაზე და თუ რამე ცოტა შეყოვნება იყო, ბოდიშს გიხდით რომ გვიან მიდიოდა სლაიდი.
არა, შესანიშნავად გაართვა თავი, ოჩახს, წარმატებები. Ellen, please.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. You shared your ideas with confidence, and it was very amazing. And the activities you presented really to the discussion is really amazing. Also, your examples were not only interesting but also very practical and easy to visualize, which made your message even more effective and powerful. The additional initiatives you mentioned are also worth highlighting. They clearly reflect your commitment and creativity. Thank you so much. Well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Ellen. ეხლა კი მინდა ქალბატონ მაიას მივესალმო. ასევე დიდი პატივისცემით, დიდი სიყვარულით, ძალიან დიდი მადლობა თქვენი ჟესტისთვის, რომ დღეს ჩვენთან ხართ. ეს ძალიან ბევრს ნიშნავს ჩვენთვის, ეს მხარდაჭერა და გელოდებით მოკლედ. ჩვენ ახალგაზრდები აქ არიან.
ჩვენთან ხართ, ეს ძალიან ბევრს ნიშნავს ჩვენთვის ეს მხარდაჭერა და გელოდებით მოკლედ.
მაია, ტელეფონშიც ხო არ არის ჩართული თქვენთან მეორდება ხმა თითქოს თუ როგორ არის არ ვიცი.
ეს მხარდაჭერა
სადღაც მეორდება ხმა.
გელოდებით მოკლედ.
მაია, ტელეფონშიც ხო არ არის.
არა, მე არა მაქვს, მე არ მაქვს ტელეფონი. ვიღაცას აქვს სხვა ჩართული. არა, მე არა მაქვს, მე არ მაქვს ტელეფონი. ვიღაცას აქვს სხვა ჩართული. კარგით, მოგესალმებით კოლეგებო, ბავშვებო, როგორც სრულიად შემთხვევით შევესწარი Facebook-ზე ამ live-ს და გულმა არ მომითმინა. კარგით, მოგესალმებით კოლეგებო, ბავშვებო, როგორც სრულიად შემთხვევით შევესწარი Facebook-ზე ამ live-ს და გულმა არ მომითმინა, რომ არ შემოსულიყავი და არ მომესმინა ეს საოცარი პრეზენტაციები. მე ინგას მივწერე და უთხარი, რომ ძალიან კარგ საქმეს აკეთებ պետք რომ ყავით და არ მომესმინა ეს საოცარი პრეზენტაციები. მე ინგას მივწერე და უთხარი, რომ ძალიან კარგ საქმეს აკეთებ պետք რომ
ვცდილობ შევასწორო, მაგრამ არ ვიცი რა ხდება. ყველას გათიშული აქვს.
და ხო არ გავიდე და ხელახლა შემოვიდე მე, აბა იქნებ ჩემი ბრალი.
კარგით, აბა
კარგი, აბა ვცდი, მოიცადე.
სადაც. დიახ.
ყველას გათიშული აქვს.
და ხო არ გავიდე და ხელახლა შემოვიდე მე, აბა იქნებ ჩემი ბრალი.
კარგით, აბა
კარგი, აბა ვცდი, მოიცადე.
სადაც.
თან როგორი დამთხოვა მოხდა რა ჩვენი პრეზენტაცია.
ნამდვილად სასწაული დამთხოვა ზუსტად. აი, არ ვიცი, ასეთი მნიშვნელოვანი მოკლედ დამთხოვები. ბევრი კონოდეს.
კი.
ნამდვილად ესია. ამასობაში ჩვენ რამოდენიმე პრეზენტაცია დაგვრჩა. აი, შემოგწანდება ქალბატონი მაია, აბა.
შემოგწანდა ქალბატონი მაია უკვე.
ეხლა როგორ არის? მე მგონი ნორმალურად.
შესანიშნავად, დიახ.
მე მივხვდი რაც კონდა, ესე იგი ისე ვიყავი დაინტერესებული, რომ Facebook-ში ცალკე usmenდი და აქ კიდე ცალკე ვიყავი შემოსული და რო ჩავკეცე ეხლა ეს მერე რო გავედი დავინახრო Facebook-ში ხდება ეს ყველაფერი, მე მაპატიეთ ბოდიში უხერხულობისთვის. უბრალოდ რაღაც გამომჩა. კიდევ ერთხელ მოგესალმებით. ძალიან მიხარია, რომ ამ ძალიან მნიშვნელოვან საკითხებს და თემას ეხებით. იმიტომ რომ ჩვენ ზუსტად იმ დროში თავად ხედავთ რა დროში ვცხოვრობთ, მსოფლიო შეიშალა სრულიად და აი ეს თუ გადაგვარჩეს, აუცილებლად გადაგვარჩეს სწორედ ეს მდგრადი მიდგომები, მდგრადი მომავალი, რომლისკენაც ვისწრაფით და რომელზეც ორიენტირებულია მდგრადი განვითარების მიზნები. მე სრულიად აღფრთოვანებული ვარ იმით, რაც მოვისმინე და რაც ვნახე და მიხარია ის, რომ თქვენ ბავშვებო, ვინც ხართ ახლა აქ და გესმით ჩემი ხმა, თქვენ ხართ ის ადამიანები, რომელზეც დგას ეს სამყარო, ეს ქვეყანა და თქვენ ასე ღრმად, ასე რაციონალურად, ასე გულისხმობით, აი ასე მართლა აი გაცნობიერებული, გააზრებული რო გაქვთ ეს ყველაფერი და არა მხოლოდ დაზეპირებული გამრავლების ტაბულასავით ან ლექსივით, აი შინაგანად მოდის ეს თქვენგან ეს სიღრმეები და ეს დამოკიდებულებები მდგრადი მომავლისა და მდგრადი მსოფლიოს მიმართ. და მე თქვენ მადლობა მინდა გადაგიხადოთ, რომ ამ საკითხებით ასე ხართ დაინტერესებული და ჯერა რომ თქვენ ხართ ის ხალხი, ის ადამიანები, რომლებიც გახვალთ თემში და ყველას ბჭყალებში ვიტყვი ამ სიტყვას მოწამლავთ აი ამ იდეებით, აი ამ თქვენი აზრებით, რომელიც სწორედ მდგრადი განვითარების მიზნებს ეხება და ჩვენს მდგრად მომავალს. კიდევ ერთხელ დიდი მადლობა ამ ყველაფრისთვის. ინგა თქვენ გასაკუთრებით და თქვენ გუნდს ორივე ისა მარიამს, ნინოს, კახასაც ვხედავდი ყველ თქვენს მასწავლებლებს, მოსწავლეებო, რომლებიც ასე გვერდით გიდგანან, რამდენიმე გვარი წავკითხე, ნუ ხათუნე დავინახე და წლებია და საუკუნეა ვიცნობ, ინგას ვიცნობ, მოსიძეს, ნინო ვიცი, ბურდიაშვილი. მოკლედ, რა ვიცი, ვიღაცები ვიც დავინახე და შევამჩნიე, ძალიან კარგი და არაჩვეულებრივი მასწავლებლები გყავთ და მათი დამსახურება დარწმუნებული ვარ ზუსტად, რომ თქვენ დღეს ასე წარმატებულები ხართ და ასეთი სახით წარსდექით ამ მნიშვნელოვანი საკითხით და ასეთი ფართო აუდიტორიის წინაშე. მოკლედ, წარმატება და მშვიდობა გქონდეთ ყველას და ცხადია ჩვენ მოსწავლეებს განსაკუთრებით. ინგა, კიდევ ერთხელ დიდი მადლობა, რომ მომეც შესაძლებლობა ბავშვებისთვის იმას მეკნა, ორიოდე სიტყვა მეთქვა. ისე მართლა საოცარი და აი რომ მოგენდომებინა შეიძლება და ვერ დაგემთხვია.
ვერ დავამთხვევდით ნამდვილად.
ალბათ მაია გავგიჟდი, აი ცხოვრებაში ასეთი დამთხოვა არ ვიცი. დავიწყე თქვენზე საუბარი და ბავშვიც იმ სლაიდზე გადავიდა.
ზუსტად იმ სლაიდზე იყო, როდესაც თქვენ შემობრძანდით და მე იმაზე ვიყავი ორიენტირებული, რომ ხო, რომ შემობრძანებული ყავით და უცებ ხედავ სლაიდზე ქალბატონ მაიას.
და ის პრეზენტაციები ჩვენ კლიმატის ცვლილებაზე ქალბატონ მაია ნახეთ ალბათ თქვენი ნასწავლი.
ეს რამდენიმე წლისი რო ჩავატარეთ ხო
გახსოვს და კი გვახსოვს და ყოველთვის
დიდი მადლობა და წარმატებებს გისურვებ. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა ინგა და მთელ გუნდს ამ შესაძლებლობისათვის და თქვენ ბავშვებო კიდევ ერთხელ განსაკუთრებული მადლობა.
გაიხარეთ ბატონო კახაბერ, თქვენც აქ ხართ როგორც ვიცი, თუ გესმით ჩემი? ბატონი კახაბერი ცოტა მოგვიანებით შემოგვიერთდება. Dear Alexandru, you are with us? Dear Chita, Dan, Alexandru?
Yes, I'm here. Unfortunately, I cannot turn on my video.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much because you are it's a long time with us and you listening your students' presentation. We really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Last time there were some students who participated in the event, but now it was just me because we've completed the school year yesterday and they couldn't participate.
I know. ბატონი ალექსანდროს ყავდა მისი მოსწავლეები წინა პრეზენტაციაზე, ანუ წინა კონფერენციაში, უბრალოდ საოცარი პრეზენტაციით წარდგნენ, მაგრამ როდესაც უკვე ის მოვიწვიეთ დღეს, გუშინ სკოლა დასრულდა რუმინეთის ასე ვთქვათ, ნუ ერთ-ერთ სკოლაში და ქონდათ გამოსასვლელი საღამო და ბავშვებმა თხოვეს, რომ სექტემბრიდან გავაგრძელებთო და დაღლილები იყვნენ სავარაუდოდ და ვერ შეძლეს, ამიტომ შემოგვიერთდა დირექტორი ბატონი ჩვენთან არის უკვე თითქმის 3 საათია, მადლობა მას ამ ჟესტისთვის და უსმენს მოკლედ ყველაფერს იწერს, თან აქ მეკითხება რაღაცებს, ყველა პრეზენტაციას ითხოვს, გავგიჟდი. მოკლედ ძალიან სასიამოვნო ფაქტია. კი ბატონო, მოდით გავაგრძელოთ ელენე.
რა თქმა უნდა. Our next teacher will be Mariam Kharchilava. Welcome there. Introduce yourself and your students.
გამარჯობა. Greetings everyone. მოხარული ჩაგერთვათ დღეს და მოგვიწვიეთ. Greetings. My name is Mariam Kharchilava from country Georgia, Kakheti region, and I'm a teacher. I'm computer technology teacher at Lagodekhi Municipality #1 Public School. I warmly get my colleagues and students. It's a great honor for me and my students to participate in the International Teachers Conference, an event that celebrates knowledge, prompt experience sharing, and it's dedicated to learning for sustainable development. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous, so okay.
You are amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Like many other speakers, we also implemented a school-based project over the course of several months. by titled Let's Take Care of Nature and Create a Happy Future. I am the founder of the project, and my co-worker from Turkey is a co-founder. His name is Sula Çelik, and I want to thank her for working with me in this project. Now I would like to give the floor to my student Dati Tefnadze, a student at Lagodehi Public #1 school. He will present how we implemented the project, what activities we carried out, and what knowledge we gained in order to protect our green planet and build a happier future. Datin? Thank you.
Hello.
So I will share the screen because he's on the way. He's in the vehicle, so I will share the presentation and just a second.
Mariam, მე ხوار გავაზიარო, ხوار დაგეხმარო.
არა. Is it okay? გაზიარებული ხო?
No, it's coming.
შეარდება, მარი, შეარდება.
Yes.
Okay. Dati, დავიწყოთ.
Hello, guys. Let's take care of the nature and create happy future. Student Dati Tefnadze, teacher Mariam Kharchilava. We are from Lagodehi #1 public school. Let's be careful and let's create happy future. The project is implemented on the European School Alliance e-twinning platform, which involves both 4 partner schools and 23 Georgian public schools. The author of the project is my teacher Mariam Kharchilava and co-founder Turkish colleague Sulic. A familiarization activity was carried out within the framework of the project. Teachers shared information about their achievements using Padlet. We also shared our wishes with the students involved in the project, how we are doing, what subject we loved, and why we are involved in this project.
I forgot to, okay. So, continue.
Questionnaires for students about the project. We answered questions that tested our knowledge about what we knew about nature conservation, how to protect nature, how to deal with climate change, and then activities were added to the project. We began the project implementation process by introducing our country, sharing its geographical location on the map, as well as information about our country's cultural heritage. April 2nd is Autism Awareness Day. This day, Mariam Mamagulashvili, a teacher of students with special needs, held a webinar for us. We watched videos about the lives of children on the autism spectrum, and we thought about and learn more about how we should interact with such children, what kind of attitude we should have. So we showed the movie in the schools. At the end of the film, students participated in the letters of the friendship activities. They wrote letters expressing their support, empathy, and desire to be more considerate and kind to their peers on the autism spectrum. These letters will be uploaded into a book, which will be the final product using digital tool book creator.com. And their printed version will be posted on the school bulletin board to further raise awareness of this important topic. Ecological theme, nature and our ecoprint. Students watch the films The Man Who Planted the Trees. We will create my eco footprint. So, on June 5, World Environment Day was celebrated at school. Third grade students actively participated in the event. Using the internet, they searched for videos and information about the importance of nature protection. Based on knowledge gained, the students discussed environmental issues and possible solutions. As a part of the creative activities, they also drew and colored pictures that reflected their attitude towards nature and its protection. The activity helped raise environmental awareness and instill positive values in the students. Future technology that will save the planet. The technology of the future that will save the planet is a combination of innovative systems that aim to protect the natural environment and solve global climate changes. The technologies include renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and hydropower, carbon capture and storage systems, and eco-monitoring solutions based on smart sensors and artificial intelligence. This technology is essential because climate change, air pollution, and resource depletion pose serious threats to living organisms and future generations. It works by reducing greenhouse gas emissions, recycling waste, improving energy efficiency, and supporting the preservation of ecosystems. It protects nature not only by reducing pollution, but also by reforesting lands and restoring biodiversity. It also improves people's lives by providing cleaner air, cleaner water, and a healthier environment. This project is not only a step towards environmental protection, but also a great opportunity to instill a sense of responsibility in young people, which will encourage them to implement environmental initiatives in the future. It will also help instill in students ecological responsibility, mutual respect, kindness, and European values. Thank you so much for the attention.
I want to say thank you once again, and my apologies from the start because it's my first conference like this, and thank you to inviting me and having me here, and thank you for your intention. Thanks.
Why apologies? Why apologies? You are amazing. Thank you so much. Continue. Really very amazing and very important job.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you for your beautiful presentation. You spoke clearly with purpose, focusing on nature and a vision of a better future. The project you participate in add really real valuable and your message, and the films you shared from your school experience provided meaningful context and inspiration. It was a pleasure to hear your ideas. Truly great work. Thank you so much.
Yes, truly. Thank you.
Thank you once again.
And now this will be our last, but not least, participant.
From Georgia.
Yeah, from Georgia. Inga Kharchilava, welcome. Introduce yourself and your students.
მოგესალმებით. Ჩემთვის ძალიან დიდი პატივია ესეც საინტერესო კონფერენციაში მონაწილეობა. ძალიან საინტერესო სტუდენტების და მოსწავლეების ძალიან საინტერესო პრეზენტაციები მოვისმინე მდგრადი განვითარების შესახებ. მადლობა ქალბატონო ინგა თქვენ ამ შესაძლებლობებისათვის. და ჩემი მოსწავლეებით სალიბაურის პირველი საჯარო სკოლიდან წარადგენენ საინტერესო პროექტს. ჩვენ პირველად ვიღებთ მონაწილეობას და სხვა დროსაც აქტიურად ვიქნებით ჩართულები. წარმატებები პედაგოგებს და მოსწავლეებს სხვადასხვა ქვეყნის წარმომადგენლებს. მადლობა. Elizabeth.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth, and today I'm excited to tell you about our invention Umbrella Plus, a smart and sustainable solution designed especially for tourists. How it all started. At our school, we were very involved in different kind of programs and projects related to technology and sustainable development. We worked in teams, planned and carried out activities, and became really active and curious about how we could solve real-world problems, especially seasonal ones that affect travelers. As you know, we are located at the Black Sea area, so our solution was regarding Black Sea tourists. We have probably all encountered a problem at least once in our technology when we need to charge our phone and don't have a power source. It is for such cases that we came up with the idea of creating the Umbrella Plus. Our umbrellas are equipped with solar batteries, which will allow you to charge your mobile devices on the beach. The energy efficient umbrellas we produce are high quality, portable and eco-friendly products. That's why we created Umbrella Plus. Not just a regular umbrella, but a multifunctional smart umbrella designed with tourists in mind. It's a seasonal invention perfect for sunny days. Then we received a certificate and the award-based product of the year for its outstanding contribution to the development of entrepreneurial education during the academic year. The Minister of Education, Culture and Sports of Ajara, Mariam Mamagulashvili, hosted the students at the ministry and congratulated them on their success. Our work didn't stop there. Thanks to the experience and knowledge we gained from working on Umbrella Plus, we are now taking parts in new programs like Junior Achievement, where we continue learning about business, teamwork, and innovation. We use the skills we learned like problem solving, creativity, and planning to face new challenges and to keep developing as young entrepreneurs and change makers. The journey helped us understand how teamwork, curiosity and responsibility can lead to real change. We didn't just invent a product. We created something that connects technology, sustainability, and everyday life, and we continue to grow from that experience. Umbrella Plus may look like a simple object, but it carries a big idea to make travel smarter, greener, and easier. We are proud of what we've built and excited about what's next. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much for this amazing presentation. It was truly excellent. Thank you so much for your efforts. And now we're moving to Azerbaijan, right?
Just a second, Ellen. Thank you so much. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა მინდა ქალბატონო ინგა გადაგიხადოთ თქვენს მოსწავლეებთან ერთად განსაკუთრებულად ეს თემა ძალიან ახლოა ჩემთვის და ვიცი რომ მასთანაც არის დაკავშირებული და მინდა რომ წარმატებები გისურვოთ და გააგრძელოთ ეს მართლა ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი საქმე.
მინდა დავამატო, რომ აქვე არის ჩემი კოლეგა, რომელიც აქტიურად მუშაობდა ვახტანგ ტაკიძე, მოსწავლეებთან ერთად ამ პროექტზე და რა ვიცი, მომავალში გავაგრძელებ მუშაობას.
ბატონ ვახტანგის დიდი მოკითხვა ჩემგან, ჩემი კოლეგა ტექნოლოგიის მასწავლებელი, დიდი მოკითხვა ჩემგან.
აქვე არის და რა ვიცი, შესაძლებელია ვახტანგ რამდენიმე სიტყვით
მოგესალმებით ბატონო ვახტანგ.
მოგესალმებით.
ყველას წარმატებები.
ძალიან დიდი მადლობა წარმატებები ასევე.
ასევე.
გაიხარეთ, როგორც იცით, ქალბატონი შავალა, ფიქრობ, რომ ბევრი თქვენგანი უკვე იცნობს მას ძალიან კარგად, ვინაიდან და რადგანაც ის ყოველთვის ჩვენთან არის, ყოველთვის მას ყავს მისი მოსწავლეები, ასევე გვეხმარება, რომ დავუკავშირდეთ სხვა ქვეყნის ძალიან ესე ვთქვათ საინტერესო და მნიშვნელოვან პერსონებს საგანმანათლებლო სფეროში და ძალიან დიდი მადლობა მინდა გადავუხადო მას, ის ამ წუთას ჩვენთან არ არის, მაგრამ ვიდეო გამოგვიგზავნა და თქვენთან ერთად მეც მოვუსმენ ქალბატონ შავალას. შეიძლება რომ მისი ვიდეო გავუშვათ ახლა. ესეც ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი ჟესტია, მიუხედავად იმისა, რომ არ არის ჩვენთან. მან გამოგვიგზავნა ვიდეო, ძალიან მნიშვნელოვან შეხვედრაზე იყო და ვერ მოასწრო, მოკლედ რომ ყოფილიყო დღეს ჩვენთან.
ლავე გავაზიარებ ერთი წუთი.
დიახ, რა თქმა უნდა.
Good evening, dear educators, my colleagues and participants. It's an honor to be here with you at this truly meaningful event. Next Generation for Sustainable Development. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude and my sincere appreciation to the teachers community Georgia for organizing such an important gathering and for creating such a powerful platform where we can discuss what matters most, our youth and our future. We all know that the challenges of today, global inequality, digital transformation, climate change, misinformation, and conflicts will be inherited by the young generation. But with the right guidance, values, and skills, they can also be the ones to solve them. So that's why such conferences are so essential and so timely. It reflects our shared mission to educate and empower youth as global citizens. As educators, we know that it's not enough to prepare our students just for exams. We need to prepare them for life. And for this, we have to equip them with 21st century skills, collaboration, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and above all, cultural competence. Because our world is more connected than ever before. And our students must be able to collaborate, to understand, respect, and be able to work with people from different backgrounds, cultures, and beliefs. This conference perfectly fits this goal. So it's a living example of how we can bring voices together from different countries to create a dialogue and foster a spirit of shared learning. So I'm proud to say that I've been actively involving students and educators from Azerbaijan in monthly held youth conferences, and you know that many of those students are not only from my own classes, but also they are from my respected colleagues' classes. So honestly, I have lost count of how many students we have connected with so far. So again, it shows it is a ripple effect of growth and opportunity. And even now, as I join this conference, I'm speaking to you from my sister's home, where we celebrate a special event, her son's high score in university entrance exam. And this moment is also a reminder of how we as family and as a society value education. Because we know that it is not just about academic achievement, but also about building a foundation for the better future. And because we know that those young people, our sons, daughters, and students, they are the ones who will carry the country, our society, and the world forward. I'd like also to share a little bit about our recent initiative, the Confident English Speakers Project. It has come to an end, and those that follow my Facebook posts know that this project made come together students from 3 different regions and 17 village schools of Azerbaijan, and we still keep in touch with them. And actually we have decided not to lose this connection and to hold student exchange meetings with them. And by the way, I would be more than happy to collaborate with educators present at this conference. Why do we do this? The project has ended, but we decided to keep in touch with our students because as teachers, I think that you all will agree with me that the teacher's role is very important. It's not just about transmitting knowledge. It's a lifelong responsibility. So it's more about mentoring, guiding, and instilling the right values. And continuously, of course, supporting our students, even long after the class ends. This is our mission. So that's why I truly admire and I truly respect all the educators presented at this conference for their continuous support to their students. Just remember that you are shaping not only young minds, but also the future of our planet, our countries. And let's continue to build bridges between our countries, between our students, and between our ideas. Together, I'm sure that we can ensure that the next generation is not only prepared for the future, but also inspired to make it better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Shalala. As always, your words carried meaning and inspiration. Even though you couldn't be with us in person today, it was a great pleasure to hear your thoughts. The video you shared. We truly appreciate your continued involvement and support. Your contribution is, as always, truly remarkable. Thank you again.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ellen, dear Shalala. მოკლედ, ჩვენი დღევანდელი ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი საინტერესო საოცარი ახალგაზრდების კონფერენცია დასასრულს მიუახლოვდა. კიდევ ერთხელ მინდა მივულოცო თითოეულ გამომსვლელს, მასწავლებელს, ორგანიზატორებს, ელენეს, ყველა სკოლის დირექტორს, თითოეულ სკოლას და აბსოლუტურად ყველას. რა თქმა უნდა, ჩვენს მსმენელებს, ვინც ყოველთვის ჩვენთან არის, ხარს გვიჭერს, გვამხნევებს, ძალიან საინტერესო, საოცარი თბილი და ტკბილი კომენტარებით. მოკლედ მე ახტოვანებული ვარ და ვილოცავ თითოეულ თქვენგანს ამ დიდ წარმატებულ დღეს. განსაკუთრებული დღეა, წლის საბოლოო შემაჯამებელი კონფერენცია და აი უფალმაც სასწაულიც გამოგვიგზავნა ქალბატონი მაიაბლიაძე. ძალიან კარგად ვიცით ჩვენ ამდენად მნიშვნელოვანია ჩვენთვის თითოეული ჩვენგანისთვის, მით უმეტეს ამ პროექტისთვის, რადგან ეს პროექტი უშუალოდ ეძღვნება მდგრადი განვითარების მიზნებს და მდგრადი განვითარების მიზნების პრობლემების აღმოფხვის გზებზე ძიებას და ასე შემდეგ. მე ყოველთვის ვამბობ იმას, რომ რამოდენიმე წლის უკან ჩვენ ყოველთვის ვცდილობდით, რომ მდგრადი განვითარების მიზნები გაგვეცნო, გაგვეზიარებინა, ამ პრობლემებზე გვესაუბრა, მაგრამ ეხლა ვხედავთ, რომ ჩვენ არა მარტო საუბრობთ, არამედ უკვე ხედავთ შედეგს, ხედავთ მოქმედებას და ეს ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანია. დიახ, სწორედ ასე ნელ-ნელა ჩვენ უნდა აღმოვხრათ ეს პრობლემები, რომელი პრობლემების წინაშეც გავართ დღეს ნელ-ნელა, რა თქმა უნდა, ეს შეუძლებელია, ესე უცებ ამ პრობლემების აბსოლუტური აღმოფხვრა, მაგრამ ნელ-ნელა აუცილებლად ყველა ერთად ამას მივახცევთ და ეს თითოეული ჩვენგანის ვალია, როგორც თქვენი ახალგაზრდება, ასევე ჩვენი და აბსოლუტურად ყველასი. მაშ ასე მე რა თქმა უნდა გადავალ ჩემი გუნდის წევრებთან, თითოეულ მათგან ძალიან დიდ მადლობას მოვუხდი. კიდევ ერთხელ ვილოცავ და რა თქმა უნდა ყველას გექნებათ შესაძლებლობა ნახევარი წუთით ესე ვთქვათ თქვენი ემოციები გაგვიზიაროთ და მე უკვე სიახლეებით დაგიბრუნდებით ისევ მეტ და დაგეშთაგეთ. ქალბატონო ინო, ქალბატონო მარიამ, ბატონო კახაბერ.
გილოცავთ თითოეულ სპიკერს, მასწავლებელს, ჩემი ქვეყნიდან, საერთაშორისო სხვადასხვა ქვეყნებიდან. დღეს მართლაც ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი დღეა, დასკვნითი კონფერენცია, მთელი წლის მანძილზე ჩვენ ვაცხადებდით კონკურსებს და ვატარებდით კონფერენციებს. ამ კონკურსის შედეგად შერჩეული სკოლების მოსწავლეები გაგვყავდა. აქტიურად ადევნეთ თვალი ჩვენს გვერდს სექტემბრიდან და აქტიურად ასეთ მნიშვნელოვან პროექტებში, როგორიც არის მოსწავლეთა კონფერენცია, მასწავლებელთა კონფერენციები. დღევანდელ დღეზე რა შემიძლია ვთქვა, არ ვიცი, ახტოვანებული ვარ, განსაკუთრებით მინდა მადლობა გადავუხადო ქალბატონ მაიაბლიაძეს ასეთი ჟესტისთვის, არაჩვეულებრივი ჟესტისთვის, რომ ის ყოველთვის ხარს გვიჭერს და ჩვენს გვერდით დგას ძალიან ბევრ პროექტში და დღეს მისი შემოსვლა დასკვნით კონფერენციაზე, როდესაც ჩვენი კონფერენციის თემა არის მდგრადი განვითარება, რა თქმა უნდა, ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი არის. გილოცავ თითოეულ სპიკერს, მადლობას ვუხდი განსაკუთრებით ჩვენს ელენე შალამბერიძეს, რომ ეს გოგონა საოცარი გულმოდგინებით, საოცარი ოსტატობით ახერხებს აი ამ კონფერენციების წაყვანას, ძალიან დიდი შრომა დევს მის ყველა დამეთანხმებით ალბათ თქვენ ხედავთ კადრში რა გადის და კადრს მიღმა რამდენი შრომა ჭირდება ამას და ეს არის ჩვენი მომავალი და ვამაყობ მე მისით და ვამაყობ თითოეული მოსწავლით, რომელიც დღეს აქ გამოვიდა მსმენელით, რომელიც ასე გულშემატკივრობს და აღვნევებს ჩემი გუნდის წევრებს მოვეფერები და განსაკუთრებულ მადლობას გადავხდი. გილოცავთ, წარმატებებს გისურვებთ ყველას და უღრმესი მადლობა პედაგოგებს, რა თქმა უნდა, ასეთი აქტიურობისთვის.
მოგესალმებით კიდევ ერთხელ. მინდა მოგილოცოთ დღევანდელი დღე, შეჯამება ჩვენი კონფერენციების დასრულდა და სექტემბრიდან ახალი ძალებით შევუდგებით, ახალ პროექტებით, ახალი იდეებით და ძალიან საინტერესო მოხსენებები ვიხილეთ ჩვენ დღეს და მადლობა ამისთვის თქვენ მასწავლებლებო, რომ შედეგს ხედავთ თქვენი მოსწავლეების სახით და თქვენს მოსწავლეებო უფრო დიდ წარმატებას მიაღწევთ, იყავით აქტიურები, ჩაებით აქტივობებში, პროექტებში და თქვენი ცოდნა უფრო მრავალფეროვანი გახდება და რაც რა თქმა უნდა დაგეხმარებათ უფრო მეტად
გათამამებაში, ასე რომ ვთქვათ, და უფრო კომუნიკაციის გამტკიცებაში ჩვენი კონფერენციები. მადლობა მსმენელებს, რომ ხარში გვიდგანა ყოველთვის და мотивაციას გვმატებენ. მადლობა ჩემ გუნდს. დიდი შრომაა ჩადებული, იცით თქვენ კადრს მიღმა ნინოს იარებას, რაც ძალიან ბევრი შრომას ვდებთ და ჩვენ საოცრება, მერვე საოცრება ელენე შალამბერიძეს დიდ მადლობას ვუხდი თითოეული კონფერენციისთვის, თითოეული წამისთვის, რომ ასეთი ახალგაზრდა და ასეთი ენერგიის პატრონი. ულევი წარმატებები შენ ჩემო კარგო. და რა, ყველას დიდი უღრმესი მადლობა წარმატებებს გისურვებთ. ჩემო სწავლეს მარიამსაც უნდა მადლობა გადაგიხადოთ. მარიამ, აბა, რას გვეტყვი?
მე პირველად წავდექი თქვენ წინაშე, სასიამოვნო გარემოა თქვენთან. ძალიან თავისუფლად ვსაუბრობდი, ანუ კარგი საზოგადოებაში. მოხარულია რომ გაგიცანით, იმედია ბევრ კონფერენციაში მივიღებ მონაწილეობას და ბევრ წარმატებას გისურვებ თითოეულ თქვენგანს.
შემოგივლი. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა. ძალიან დიდი მადლობა. ძალიან გთხოვთ, რომ თქვენი, ასე ვთქვათ, გაგვიზიაროთ თუ ვინმე სურს. სცენა თქვენია ერთი წუთის განმავლობაში.
უღრმესი მადლობა კიდევ ერთხელ. ძალიან სასიამოვნო იყო თქვენთან შეხვედრა და საუბარი. იმედი მაქვს, რომ კიდევ გავაგრძელებთ თანამშრომლობას და კიდევ მექნება საშუალება, რომ ესე კონფერენციებზე ჩაგერთოთ. და მინდა რომ მეც მაქსიმალურად ვიაქტიურო, იმიტომ რომ ძალიან კარგ საქმეს ვაკეთებთ მართლა ყველა ერთად და ძალიან მიხარია, რომ საქართველოც ესე ჩართულია ევროკავშირის ესეთ პროექტებში. კიდევ ერთხელ უღრმესი მადლობა და ნახვამდის.
ნახვამდის, მადლობა, წარმატებებს გისურვებთ. ჩვენ უკვე ლინკი გავაზიარეთ, შეგიძლიათ შეავსოთ, ეს არ ეხება ჩვენს მომხსენებლებს, ვინაიდან და რადგანაც თქვენ მიიღებთ ისედაც, როგორც მომხსენებელს, ასევე დასწრების სერტიფიკატს გულისხმობ ლაივში, სადაც ლინკი გაზიარდა, შეგიძლიათ შეავსოთ და მიიღებთ თქვენ კუთვნილ სერტიფიკატს გმაილზე ავტომატურად. თუ რამე პრობლემა იქნება, გვიგულეთ თქვენს გვერდით და რა თქმა უნდა ჩვენ ყველას ვხედავთ, ვინ ესწრებოდა ჩვენს დღევანდელ ლაივს კომენტარების სახით და რა თქმა უნდა სერტიფიკატსაც გადავცემთ თუ ვინმეს პრობლემა შეექმნა. ეხლა კი ვფიქრობ, დადგა დრო დავამშვიდობოთ ერთმანეთს, როგორც ჩანს ბატონი კახაბერი არ არის გარკვეული მიზეზის გამო. ვფიქრობ, დავამშვიდობოთ ერთმანეთს, მე როგორც გითხარით დავღნიშნეთ ეს პროექტი ივლისში და აგვისტოში მოკლედ შეისვენებს მომზადება სექტემბრისთვის. აგვისტოს ბოლოს ალბათ ესე გავაზიარებთ ბმულს და 3-4 დღის განმავლობაში იქნება ღია. მასწავლებლებს შეეძლებათ შეავსონ ბმული, დარეგისტრირდნენ და სექტემბერი, ოქტომბერი, ნოემბერი და დეკემბრის განმავლობაში, ანუ 4 თვის განმავლობაში, რა თქმა უნდა, თვეში ერთხელ ჩატარდება, თუმცა ყოფილა შემთხვევა, რომ თვეში ორჯერაც ჩაგვიტარებია მოთხოვნილი, მოკლედ აი რაოდენობიდან გამომდინარე. ამიტომ გთხოვთ, შეავსოთ, დარეგისტრიროთ თქვენი სკოლა, მოსწავლეები და ახალი იდეებით და ახალი პროექტებით გელოდებით სექტემბრიდან. რაც შეეხება ქალბატონი ნინო შემოვიდა ხო? ვფიქრობ. ხო. რაც შეეხება ჩვენს სხვა პროექტებს, ძალიან გთხოვთ ზაფხულში სხვადასხვა ახალი სასიამოვნო კონკურსები იქნება. ადევნეთ თვალყური ასევე მასწავლებლებს უფრო ვეტყვი, რომ ინფორმაცია მიაწოდონ მოსწავლეებს, იმიტომ რომ ისინი უკვე ისვენებენ და შეიძლება გამოეპაროთ სიახლეები და მინდა რომ არავის არ გამოჩეს ჩვენი ახალი საინტერესო პროექტები. რაც შეეხება ქალბატონინოს თხოვ, რომ გაგვიზიაროს ერთი ფლაიერი, რომელიც მინდა დაავანოს სიამაყით.
თქვენ მოგეხსენებათ, ჩვენ არა მარტო ონლაინ, არამედ გასვლითი ღონისძიებებიც გვაქვს ჩვენს პარტნიორ ორგანიზაციასთან ერთად. მინდა სიამაყე წარმოგიდგინოთ ჩვენი ქართველი მასწავლებლები ჩვენს მოსწავლეებთან ერთად, ხედავთ ელენეს, ხედავთ ნინის, 103 საჯარო სკოლის მე-11 კლასის მოსწავლე, რომლებიც მზად არიან ჩვენთან ერთად გამგზავრონ ინდოეთში 1-7 აგვისტო. მიემგზავრებით, ფიქრობ, რომ ძალიან საინტერესო ნაყოფიერი დღეები გველოდება, ეს არ იქნება მარტო ტყური და ლამაზი და გასაოცარი სანახაობების ნახვა, არამედ 2 დღე გვაქვს გაცვლითი პროგრამა, როგორც კულტურული, ასევე საგანმანათლებლო, გვაქვს 2-3 ადგილი, ძალიან გავიხარდებათ თუ შემოგვიერთდებით, როგორც მასწავლებლები, ასევე მოსწავლეები, შეგვიძლია მოკლედ ამ ტურში გასაუბრების შემდეგ მივიღოთ და წავიყვანოთ ჩვენთან ერთად. რაც შეეხება ჩვენი შემდეგი ღონისძიება, რომელსაც პარტნიორ ორგანიზაციასთან ერთად გეგმავთ, ეს იქნება ახალგაზრდების სამიტი, რომელიც ჩატარდება თბილისში და ახალგაზრდების სამიტი ეს გულისხმობ იმას, რომ ჩვენი ახალგაზრდები იქნებიან ერთად და მათ ექნებათ შესაძლებლობა უკვე ონლაინ არა ერთმანეთს შეხვდეთ, უკვე ფიზიკურად სხვადასხვა ქვეყნების მოსწავლეებსაც აქვთ შესაძლებლობა, რომ ჩამოვიდნენ, მოკლედ გეგმავთ ძალიან დიდ გრანდიოზულ სამიტს, რომელსაც მალე გავათავსებთ ჩვენ ვებგვერდზე და გამოვაქვეყნებთ ამ დეტალებსაც. ასევე თქვენ ძალიან კარგად იცით, რომ ყოველ იანვარს გვაქვს დუბაის ტური, ეს და ასევე სამიტი, დაჯილდოების ცერემონიალი, არ გამოტოვოთ ეს შესაძლებლობა. დუბაიში წელს ასევე შეგვიძლია წავიყვანოთ მოსწავლეებიც და თითქმის მოკლედ ყოველი დუბაი, ყოველი იანვარი არის მართლაც საოცარი წელს, მაგალითად ხარი დაგვიჭირა და ჩვენი ელჩის საელჩოდან იყო წარმოადგენელი დუბაიში, იყო იმ დაჯილდოებაზე, რაც ძალიან ამაღლობებელი ფაქტი იყო. და იგეგმება რუმინეთი სადღაც ნოემბრის ბოლოსკენ, ამასაც გამოვაქვეყნებთ და გავაზიარებთ.
დუბაი იყო, ინგა, ბოდიში ჩაგერთეთ ძალიან დუბაი იყო აი კომფორტის და უმაღლესი მწვერვალი. აი რაც შეიძლება რომ ადამიანმა ისიამოვნოს საგანმანათლებლო აქტივობებით თუ ტურით, აი საოცრება იყო. არ ინანებთ ნამდვილად.
ძალიან დიდი მადლობა, მარიამ, მართლაც ესეა თითეული ტური, მართლაც გასაოცარია. თქვენ იცით, რომ აზერბაიჯანშიც ვიყავით, ქალბატონი ნინო ბურდიაშვილი იყო ჩვენთან, ქალბატონო ნინოც აქ არის, მოგესალმებით, ქალბატონო ნინო.
მოგესალმებით, მე მთელი კონფერენციის განმავლობაში ვიყავი, აქ რამდენჯერმე კი იყო რაღაც პატარა ტექნიკური ხარვეზი. და ასესრულს მინდოდა მეც ინგა თუ მომცემთ საშუალებას 1-2 წუთი რომ პირველ რიგში ძალიან დიდი მადლობა მინდა გადაგიხადოთ დღევანდელი კონფერენციისთვის და რას ფიქრობდი იცით მთელი ამ 3 საათის ფაქტობრივად გრძელდებოდა. ერთი მხრივ ეს აკადემიური გარემო თავისთავად ცხადია და ეს მაღალი კვალიფიკაცია და დონე რომ ემჩნევა თქვენს გუნდს ცალსახა და ამაზე რა თქმა უნდა ორი აზრი არ არსებობს, მაგრამ უფრო მომხიბვლელი იცით რა იყო? ერთ სივრცეში მასწავლებელი და აკადემიურობასთან ერთად ასეთი სითბო, ასეთი სიყვარული, აი ეს რაც თითქოს გვაკლია რაღაცნაირად, ხო დღევანდელ საზოგადოებას თქვენი პლატფორმის საშუალებით, უпроსტოდ თქვენი გუნდი, თუნდაც ის არაფორმალური გასვლები ჩვენ რაც გქონდა ერთად და ძალიან დიდი ბედნიერი წუთები გავატარეთ და დღეები გავატარეთ თქვენს გვერდით ბაქოში და აგერ გიერთდებით ინდოეთში და იმედი მაქვს რომ აღარ ჩამოვრჩებით თქვენს ლაშქარს. აი ეს ყველაფერი არის ფაქტობრივად რაღაცნაირი კვებავი. დღეს ასეთ ქაოტურ გარემოში მოსწავლისთვისაც ძალიან საინტერესო დღეები და თან თბილი ადამიანები, რაც უმთავრესია. თქვენ ქალბატონო ინგა, თქვენი გუნდით ხართ არაჩვეულებრივი. ყოველგვარი პათეტიკის გარეშე გეუბნებით. მიყვარხართ. მადლობა ასეთ არაჩვეულებრივ გოგონებს, ვაჟებს, რომლებიც მე გავიცანი ახალგაზრდობის უკაცრავად წარმომადგენლებს და ჩემს მარიამ ადამაშვილს, რომელიც აი ჩემს პირველივე ინიციატივაზე, მარიამ ხომ არ შემოუერთდებოდი ამ არაჩვეულებრივ გუნდს ერთი წამითაც არ დაფიქრებულა და იმედი მაქვს, რომ ძალიან ბედნიერია დღევანდელი პირველი ასეთი გამოცდილები სხვათა შორის ამგვარ სივრცეში და მადლობის მეტი რამე თქმის და გავაძლიეროთ ერთმანეთი.
რა თქმა უნდა. უღრესი მადლობა ესეთი სიტყვები ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანია ჩვენთვის მოტივაციით ვივსებით და უფრო მეტი ძალა გვემატება რომ კიდევ უფრო მეტი მნიშვნელოვანი და საინტერესო პროექტები გავაკეთოთ.
მადლობა თქვენ ყველას, ყველა მონაწილეს, ყველა მსმენელს დიდი მადლობა.
კი ბატონო, თუ არავის სურს რო თქვას
დავამატებდი კიდევ ელენე ძალიან მაგარი გოგო ხარ და უამრავი წარმატება შენ და ასევე თქვენს ყველანაირ წარმოწყებაში გისურვებთ წარმატებას და ყველაფერს საუკეთესოს.
გაიხარე მარიამ ძირფასო უღრმესი მადლობა. კარგით, მე ვფიქრობ დროა დავამშვიდობოთ ერთმანეთს, მალე შევხვდებით. კოცნით, გეხვევით, გეფერებით. ერთი ფოტო ესე გადავიღოთ ყველამ, გადაგვიღე ესე ერთი ფოტო.